You heard. Shout out to the guy 50 Jet Stepper. You know, I like music, right? Yeah. So it don't matter what type of music it is. It could be rap music, pop music. I even found some country music that I like, rock music. As long as music is dope, right? I think the dopest genre, though, by far, is jazz. Like like by far, like old school jazz. Okay. Yeah, like when you get into that shit,
it's hard to argue against.
Yeah, it's like
that's my driving music.
I don't know. It's just like you could feel it in your soul. You know what I mean? Like you could really feel it in your fucking soul. Whatever you're going through, good, bad, whatever. Like when you got some jazz music, your day is better. Trust me.
Please.
You watch a movie and there's some jazz music, and you're just like it's the greatest goddamn movie ever. You know
I think it's something ancient to that, man.
We should be playing jazz music when we start these podcasts.
We could do that.
The greatest motherfucking podcast ever.
He might lose a couple people, but we could do that.
Yeah, that's what we're going to start doing. We got my guy Wayno in the building.
What's poppin', y'all? What's good?
I be trying to hide these. Like, it used to be where I have a podcast and I'm like, I'm going to announce it to the world a week before. Now I try to hide the shit. Like, I don't want people to know. I just want people to be surprised. Because we go live and they get to see right there and interact. You can put the chats on the screen, too, whenever you got time. But this is episode number 162. We normally don't go live this early, ever.
Yeah.
We had to make an exception today.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Because we got one of those guys in the building. Somebody that knows how to talk shit better than we do. You know what I mean? Like, he talks a lot of shit. You feel me? And that's what you need to see in the game, in the industry. Like, I respect what you do.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in the game. You know what I mean? We haven't been in the game forever, about 2.5 years in. Yeah. But, like, to know that people are active, they speak their mind, that shit's really a rare thing. Because you see these podcasts, and it's like a lot of them cowered their way through it. You know what I mean? They really are just like, I don't like going with the terminology. For us, I always say I don't like saying we're journalists.
Yeah.
I don't feel like a journalist. Like we had Elliot Wilson. Elliot Wilson, you're a journalist.
That's a journalist.
Vlad, you're a journalist. You know what I mean? Like they do their journalist shit. I'm just like somebody that's up here kicking it, usually drinking, smoking. Like we said, listening to Future. He influenced me to do some shit. But you know, like it's that type of shit. So you know, we're just grateful. You know, it's Saturday afternoon. What is it, like 4:30 p.m.?
Vibing, you know, Saturday afternoon.
Typical Saturday.
And Wayno came through, you know what I'm saying?
Pull up on y'all right quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful that y'all, you reached out for me because I seen the pod a few times, and I respect what y'all brothers do. You know what I'm saying? And to know that y'all been pushing for a minute now. I was like, hell yeah, of course, it's a no-brainer. Like, you know what I mean? For me to pull up on y'all.
Thank you, man.
Facts.
Thank you.
What's good with you, Kato? Are you because you're usually doing some like fucking jujitsu or some shit at this time.
I was just over here in the corner.
About it, yeah.
Wayno was laughing at me because I'm over there in the corner stretching, trying to do it off cam, trying to warm up, get ready. But yeah, yesterday definitely got some hard training sessions in. Them boys, they beat me up. I'm in there once a week, and I try to hang with the big boys that are in there 3, 4, 5 days. So when they see me, they're like, "Oh, this is a good opportunity to beat somebody big up." So, they definitely put it on me, pause. But
and now you're doing this shit, right? So they see you and they're like, "Oh, this dude think he's like some motherfucker."
Oh man, it's a running joke, man. Yeah. They say I'm in 2 places at once. I come in at work and they're like, "Weren't you just in the Bahamas?"
Yeah.
No, nigga. I just or wasn't you just at the gym? Or it's a constant battle. I'm leaving one place early to get to the next place late.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's constantly. My bad, y'all, but I'm here now.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, just like Cat said, he said, they know I'm coming, and when I show up, I'm going to do the best of my ability. So that's all it is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So how you feeling? I know you flew in.
Yeah.
Flying out.
Yeah, I'm moving around.
I imagine the weather's probably a little better here than Atlanta.
It is, but it's like, that's one thing about living. I've been living in Atlanta almost 3 years now. I mean, for everybody who may not know me because I'm on a new platform with y'all brothers, I'm born and raised in the Bronx and moved to Harlem. So New York was my whole life. And then I lived in Jersey for about 5 years, and then I moved to Atlanta. So it's like the weather down in the South is kind of crazy because it does get cold some days. It never gets cold enough for me to wear a good coat. That's what I hate.
Yeah.
I miss wearing layers. I miss wearing good outfits with coats and shit. But like today, I went to get on the plane. I'm like, damn, it's kind of cold. And then when I got off the plane, I'm like, it's hot as shit today. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a little weird, but it's cool.
Right. I went to the gym right before here, and the weather was hot, good weather. I get in, pouring. So I'm like, motherfucker, like, I really don't want to. Like, I don't mind the rain.
Yeah.
Some days I don't want to do it.
But y'all rain out here is weird, bro.
Yeah.
Like, shit rains for 25 minutes straight, like the world is in, and then it stops. Like, you know what I mean?
That's exactly what happened. So I was mad, but as soon as I got out the gym, I did like 45 minutes on the treadmill. That's it. As soon as I got out, sunny.
Yeah. That's
And
that
I'm like,
island weather, man. We in the Caribbean, man.
Don't even look like it rained. It looked like somebody just sprinkled some water hose on some shit, and that's it.
When I remember first time I went to Jamaica, it started raining, and we on their vacation. You know, the last thing you want is for it to rain when you on vacation. I came to see sunshine, beaches, and palm trees, right? Even though we got that here, I'm in Jamaica. And the bartender was like, you know what you do when it rains? He said, what? He said, drink more rum. If it's in the morning, if it's in the afternoon, if it's at night.
You know what you do when it rains, boy?
He said, just drink more rum. Give it a couple minutes. It's going to be sunny again. You'll be just fine.
Yeah, it was like that when I was I went to the Bahamas last year with my family. We went to some spot like in the hood, bro. Like they had some shit called Jamba Juice or something. It wasn't Jamba. It was something.
Jamba Juice.
Jimmy Juice. Not Jamba Juice. Jamba Juice a health spot. Yeah. It was called Jibby Juice. That's what it was. Jibby Juice.
They
that
got
shit
that,
be fried,
They
bro.
got that, and they got something called a smash or something like that. It's like it fucks all the tourists up. Like they know, like, oh,
they know what to do.
Come try this. You know what I mean?
You know, they say Bahamas is a hot spot now. Like, they tell people not to travel there.
For real?
Yeah, you might have been on the last wave of when it was cool to go there, because now they say they're kidnapping people, all type of wild shit to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I ain't worried about being kidnapped, so I'm okay.
Until that shit.
Yeah, I just. But like, I got a different energy. I got a different energy about me though. So like, I believe in energy, right? I'm not. I don't even think they want to kidnap me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you want to kidnap me, my boy?
I like that.
No, but you know what's crazy about that? It's like,
this is Danza.
like getting kid. Like the worst shit happens every day. Like I remember when I was like younger, growing up in Harlem, I used to always talk to a girl in Brooklyn. And I be telling my homies, like, yo, let's go to Brooklyn. They used to be like, yo, you gonna get robbed. I'm like, niggas robbing people right here. Like, what's the difference? You feel me? Just because you could go right upstairs? It's like, I don't want to live with that fear cloud over my head of, yo, don't go there because this is going to happen because shit going to happen regardless. Yeah. More people die in car accidents than planes, but we drive everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Feel me? So it's like.
Hell yeah. That's how I feel. I definitely feel that way. I'm like, if I'm gonna live like that, a lot of people do live in fear every day. Yeah. This industry here, you know what I was saying, like people do take the cowardly route, and no disrespect to them. A lot of people just have fear of, you know, being demonetized or being blocked because this is their platform. This is how they reach out to the people. Yeah. I don't have the fear. Like I'm fuck this, fuck that, F word this, F word that. You know what I mean?
But I got a question for you though, because like, all right, you feel like that now, and I'm, you know, forgive me, I don't know if with sponsorships or anything y'all brothers may have going or not, but none at the point, none right now, right? But at the point where a brand steps in, and you know, of course, most brands they not gonna ask you to change your shit, but they just they thinking like, all right, we gonna give you some bread. We at least want you to like maybe not tone down, but kind of change certain things. Are you willing to do that? Or
Absolutely.
Are you like, okay?
I mean, in the aspect, I'm a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? So like, I've only probably maybe in like the last few months been opening up because I've been strategic. I gotta let the people get off, let the people feel welcome to come up here. I got you. Because I might say some crazy shit and they're like, yo, don't go up there. This dude, be saying some crazy shit, and then you got to be tied to this shit. You know what I mean? So now I'm like, I'm more comfortable.
But you saying the crazy shit just being you though? Yeah. Because you know you got people who say crazy shit because they trying to like, I wouldn't necessarily just say clout chase. That's a form of it, but like
stir something.
Yeah, just to say some crazy shit because like people, I was doing this young brother's podcast, and he asked me. He said, "Did I feel the pressure to not be Joe Budden?" And I was like, when I was doing Everyday Struggle. And I was like, why you say that?
Yeah, that's kind of a weird way to.
I mean, but I get where he was coming from to a certain aspect because he was coming from an aspect of like, I'm filling somebody's shoes. I'm like, I ain't looking at this shit as filling shoes, bro. I didn't know that you could get paid to talk. So at the
all
point,
this is good for me.
Yo, but at the point where I'm getting paid to talk, I'm like, they gonna have to pay me to shut up. But not only that, it's like I don't know how to try to be somebody else as an adult. Now, as a kid, yes. As a kid, I tried to be a bunch of motherfuckers. I tried to be niggas from my hood. I try to be what I seen on television.
Try to figure it out.
Yeah,
man.
but as a man, I'm like, I'm not trying to be another man so I could, you know what I mean? Shout out to my boy J Hill, but I was like, I'm not trying to be another man to fill his shoes. Like, I don't look at it like that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to meet those expectations.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Because I can't. That ain't like, we operate different ways.
Yeah. And that's something that we've been trying to protect. We've been trying to be conscious enough so that those opportunities can come, but also be our true self so we don't have to defend too much anyway.
Facts.
This is who we are. This is who we have been since before there was any type of censorship and stuff like that. Right. And that's part of the reason why we don't we haven't accepted any offers right now, because we want to protect that. We don't want you to tell us you can't have such and such guest. Yeah. Or stop wearing the FTP police shirt. Like, stop. You know, we don't want anybody to try to fuck the police.
Oh, okay.
You know,
it was always fuck that puto for me. You know, George Lopez. You know, fuck that puto. Fuck that puto. I used to say that shit all the time.
We try to preserve that realness, that rawness. You know,
Facts. I just feel like it's best. I feel like people are the illest when they're themselves.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, that's when you really get to enjoy watching something or listening to something when it's like authentic. When you see like somebody, you ever like look at movies and there's like the same person in every goddamn movie. They play that same fucking role. Yeah. But they're good as fuck at it. That's because that's who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even want to change their goddamn role. Like, nah, let me be the bad cop.
I saw that.
Let me be the crooked cop.
I saw a meme. It said Samuel Jackson doesn't take roles anymore. You hire Samuel Jackson to be
Samuel Jackson.
He's Samuel Jackson in the movie.
Motherfucker.
Like his face is synonymous with motherfucker. Like, it's like, you think of motherfucker, you think of Samuel Jackson.
He gonna call some shit out.
That's how Matthew McConaughey is. That nigga's from Texas in every movie.
Oh, you're right. For real. He started hitting them roles.
Yeah,
right.
he won the Oscar for being from Texas, the Texas Buyers Club.
That's crazy.
So you get him, and he's from Texas every movie.
He's really good too.
He really is. There is like them actors that I be doing this shit when I go on Netflix, right? Netflix. I'll hit Amazon Prime. I'll go to the movies that you could rent or buy. I normally don't go to the goddamn movies, but I every time I'm looking, like it's got to be an actor I know. I'm like, this rated 5 out of 5 with 2,370 reviews, but I don't know none of these motherfuckers.
Nah, you might be missing out on something.
But I do sometimes, but that's okay. I want to watch the one I want to watch, get the gems, and then get the fuck up out of there. You feel me?
You definitely
get back to this goddamn
probably
podcast.
saving some time by doing that for sure.
A shout out to the people that are sitting there in the chats. We see you. You know, I see everybody's messages. You know,
that is crazy.
If you wanna pay and fucking ask a question to Wayno, don't get me wrong. You can hit them super chats and go right there.
They say you always high, Wayno.
I don't smoke. I don't get high. Like, that's the funny thing. I don't get high. I don't knock nobody who get high, but I don't get high.
You know what's wild is they always have their, like, the internet has its narrative.
Absolutely.
And I never knew it because I wasn't doing this. Like, even when we started, there's only 15 people watching us, so who gave a fuck, right? But they'll say their own, like, now there's people saying that we're in the Illuminati and shit.
Oh, absolutely.
And then they'll tell me, like, you think you're fooling us? You were doing like this the whole episode.
Yeah, I saw that. No, this one got him.
It's not me. I guess I was sitting there like this or some shit. I don't know. And I was like, fuck. Got me.
Yeah, but it's crazy. You gotta just let people have that, yo. Because first of all, if there was an Illuminati, they wouldn't be letting them up. Like, you mean the most exclusive club that exists in the world? Everybody knows about it. Like,
they bringing it
all
the
fuck out of here.
Come on, let's go.
Shit is stupid, man. But yeah, they definitely build up their perceptions of you or what they think of you or what they think your life is like. Like, I've had people write whole type of synopsises on me, and I'm like, damn, I don't even know this motherfucker. You feel me? But that's the thing about the internet. You could throw a rock from Arkansas and hit you in Florida if they say the right thing. You feel me?
Like Brittany Renner was lying; it was all made up, and she did that. She didn't even drink, and I'm like, yo, the shit is live.
Right.
You could see the camera on her the whole time. And every 48 seconds, she was pouring another drink. Like, I can't make that shit up. Even if it was water, she would have got drunk off the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, chill the fuck out. It's cool. But nonetheless, again, episode number 162.
That's heavy. Congratulations, y'all.
Appreciate you.
To do something 162 times, anything 162 times is crazy. So. Like,
honestly, but you don't think about it when you're in
when you're doing it. And when you're doing it, yeah, facts.
And we was talking to another cat who's just up here, and he was saying, like, we were like, damn, about 2.5 hours per episode. That's like 56 minutes of music. That's like 2 mixtapes per episodes.
Yo.
So we out here dropping, crazy
albums. Y'all drop catalogs,
man.
but that's dope because y'all been building up y'all catalog. You feel me? Like, ain't no telling where y'all could go in the future, and that shit matters. You feel me? At least y'all got something to stand on. Y'all got the work to stand behind.
Yeah. I also kind of think, like I've been telling them, I'm like, there's also no telling what people are gonna dig out of the crates.
That's another thing.
Because I definitely,
yo, it's crazy. So when I first got on Complex, bro, the first thing they asked me for was my Twitter, right? Oh, man. So the first time I got on Twitter, I was 26 years old. So when Twitter first started, people were saying, I was saying all types of shit. You feel me? Yo, they was like, they took them like a day to erase mad shit. They had to get rid of mad stuff. I was saying all types of crazy shit, but I was just a bored 26-year-old saying shit. You feel me?
Of course.
I ain't think about being on a show.
That's how it starts, though. Instagram was lunchtime, and it's a sandwich and a bag of chips. Twitter was on my way to work, fuck work, and that's it. That was the thought. Not too much to it, but now, it's a resume. You got to really.
Yeah, that shit part of your fucking resume. That's
part of your resume.
I'm telling you right now, inevitably they're coming to cancel me. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
I feel like you get a flash every day, like, nah, when they see this shit.
No, because I be thinking about, like, all right, maybe I should delete the Facebook. I should delete the Twitter. Get it out of the way now so nobody could go through it. And then I'm like, but I really stand behind what I said, so I'd rather them know that that's me down the line, just so we don't get shit confused. Bro, I mean, if they hate me for it, fuck it, hate me for it. I'm
know what I hate about that, though, right? Like, every day, I don't give a fuck what class of people it is, they always preaching about how you could grow. You know what I mean? Like, yo, where you start as not where you finish, and you could do this, that, until they find your fucking Twitter. Then it's like, when you done grew past all that, they like, nah, when you was 21 years old, and you said this dumb shit, you not looked at as a 21-year-old. You looked at whatever you age now. Like, that shit is crazy.
No, that's true.
It's facts. All the way. You know what I mean? Like, you can't change that shit about people. I love it. I love that they got their own fucking narrative. I'm like when I met Kevin Hart and got into the Illuminati a few years back, I was just like, who. Like, why fucking get mad at me for it? It was changing my life. And then I built the podcast. And, now we got Wayno here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Turn your notifications on. I don't know how it really works, but just do it. But we got you in the building.
Talk to me.
You know what I mean? Shout out Wayno. Where the people can find you on IG at Wayno119?
Yeah, 119. Yeah, 119.
Now let the people know who you are for because
for the people who don't know, people don't know me. So Wayne, I mean, it's so crazy because like this shit is such an open-ended thing to explain. So my name Wayno, it comes from my dad's nickname. That was his nickname in the street. And when I was a kid, I used to be Little Wayne. You know what I mean? Until I got tall enough, and then it's like, oh, we just gonna call him Wayno. You know what I mean? And then the crazy thing about my name is that like I had so many expectations from that name because of who my dad was in the street, and I didn't want to be my dad. Me and my dad actually got into it one time because when I was like 12, he asked me who my role model was. I said Michael Jordan. He caught a fucking heart attack over it. You know what I mean? Like he asked a dude like, yo, he told him, he's like, yo, my son said I ain't his role model. He's like, yo, you know how much money your father get? I said, I ain't never seen that nigga dunk on nobody or hit a fadeaway. You feel me? He ain't got no sneakers. Like, but I mean, Wayno and everything is, I'm a dude from the Bronx and Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Short story is, I'm a dad, a husband. I'm saying a entrepreneur, a hustler. You know what I mean? Hey. And when it comes to like my profession, I'm a EVP at A&R at Quality Control Music. I'm also a media personality, you feel me? And I just feel like I'm a very resourceful person. That's what everybody tells me. I'm real resourceful. So that's the best way I could describe myself.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up, because you said Bronx, Brooklyn?
Harlem. Bronx
no,
and Harlem.
I know you were raised in Harlem.
Oh, I was raised in the Bronx too. Okay. So I was born in the Bronx. I lived in the Bronx till I was 11.
Okay.
No, 10. Then I moved to Maryland for a year, and then we moved back to the Bronx a year after that. And then we was in the shelter system and shit, and then we moved to Harlem when I turned 12. So it was like being a kid in the Bronx is in the late 80s, early 90s. I was born in 82. So it was like, people be asking me like, yo, was Paid in Full real? I was like, I was in kindergarten when that shit happened. You know what I mean? But growing up, in the Bronx was fun for me. Like, and that's the crazy thing. I'm a Bronx kid. Like, I'm a Bronx kid. Like, I cried when I had to move to Harlem. because I didn't want to move there.
Yeah.
But like Harlem, like really shaped and molded me into the man that I am. You know what I mean? The hustler that I am. Like everything I learned about being myself, I learned in Harlem. But I still love the Bronx too. So it depends on the time. But sometimes it's good. A lot of times it's bad. But you know, we made the best of that shit. You feel me?
Yeah. You know, we had a lot of Harlem people up here.
Yeah.
Harlem.
Yeah, we on the Harlem run right now.
We just had Poirier, Pyrex P up here.
Pyrex P, a.k.a. Poirier.
Who did we just have from Harlem? We had a few people up from Harlem.
Big Shot?
Was Big Shot from Harlem? He could have been.
No, Big Shot was from Boston.
But he grew up in Harlem?
Nah, but don't
Something
make me
along
look through the
those
list.
Yeah. But we had Jimmy, Jewels, all them.
Oh, Jim
Yeah,
Jewels
yeah,
and all.
yeah.
Yeah. I know Jim shit. I know Jim for a long time. I know Jim since I was like 18, and Jewels, we went to the same middle school, but we didn't know each other. Like, you know, all the middle schools now, like, it's like 5 schools in one. Like, it was like 2 schools. I went to one school. He went to another school. And, like, I seen him when we was kids, but I didn't know him. You know what I mean? But I know Jewels now, like Cam. But growing up in Harlem, I seen everybody, bro, because I grew up in Harlem in the 90s, which people consider the golden era of hip-hop. So I used to see everybody. DMX. You could just come outside one day and see DMX, see Mace, see Cam. Nori,
That's
you know what I mean?
they say. They say you could be on this corner, you see Cuz roll by on this at this time of day.
Crazy, bro.
And then same thing. I think one of the main names that come up, DMX. They say he'll walk down the street like a regular ass.
Bro, DMX. All right, I can tell you a story real quick. Please. All right, so DMX, bro. The first time I seen him a few times, but the first time I got a chance to speak to him, I used to ride bikes and shit. I used to race BMX. That's some of the shit that kept me out of trouble when I was a kid, but I still got in trouble. But me and my man Raheem, my best friend, we going down 135th Street between 8th and 7th, and we see DMX in this black Navigator at the light, him and the chick. So we pull up on both. This is kind of crazy now that I think about it, because we pull up on both sides of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Neighborhood shit.
Yeah, but it's like, it's kind of crazy that, because if 2 people pull up on the side of me now, I'm gripping, like, you feel me? So we pull up on the side of him, and we was like, yo, DMX, like, I was like, yo, you my dog. He's like, no, nigga, you my dog. Like, like, you my dog, little nigga. So we was like, where you going? Why, yo? Like, he like, yeah. So we started barking at him. Like, he started barking at us. Like, bro, he got so fucking hype. He just spun off and did like 100 off it. Like, he got so excited that we was just barking. Yeah, bro.
That's
like,
my man's in there.
Yeah. But what's crazy is like his friend. He had a friend that had a beauty salon on 135th Street, and that's why I used to chill around when I was a kid a lot. So we used to see him every day. He'd come outside, give like me and all my friends $20. Yo, y'all little niggas go to the store, like, you know what I mean?
Stay out of trouble, right?
Yeah, facts. Like, he ain't never tell us to stay out of trouble, but you know what I mean? Y'all little niggas go get something to eat. Like, get some trouble. Yeah, man. But I mean, I just seen, like, just growing up, bro, I seen so many people, bro, like, growing up in Harlem. You feel me?
Fly.
We had Roger Bonds up here, and he would do his shit in Harlem, and then his son. Obviously, shout out Fred Money, J.R. Writer.
Fred Money, yeah. I know Fred. J.R. Like, it was crazy.
Fred hit me right before the show. He was like, yo, tell Wayno I said what's good.
Tell Fred, Fred, that's the homie, man. Good brother, man. Him and J.R. It's so crazy because I also came up in a battle rapper era when it wasn't cameras. So it's like, I remember when, like, J.R., like, he had a name in the street for battling. Like, everybody that rap that came out of Harlem, like, they was all battle rappers at one point in time. Like, even Mook, like, before Murder Mook became like a thing, a household name in the battle scene. Like, I was watching Mook battle grown men when he was 12 years old. T-Rex, like, you know what I mean? My man Nimlo, all of them, bro. Like, everybody. You feel me?
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, I'm from Buffalo, so I heard the story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like Buffalo's better than Harlem.
Here we go. I knew it was for the way. Man, ain't shit in Buffalo but cold, man. It snows in June out there. Come on, man.
Cold and wings.
That ass, definitely cold. Definitely cold. But nah. So we get a lot of dope Harlem stories. The one thing about Harlem that I can't stand.
What?
Motherfucking pause. Everything pause.
It depends on what you say.
God damn, like it's just like impossible to have. And it started with having Mook up here and battle rappers up here. That is like pause. I'm like, what did I say that was pause worthy? You know what I mean?
All right, so look, it's not that you say stuff that's pause worthy. The thing is that we play pause so much that, like, because I was having this conversation at the barbershop the other day. It's not that, like, Because the dude was like, yo, y'all be on some freaky shit. It's not that at all, bro. It's just that we play that shit so much that we say shit that you don't even hear. That if we was, it's like we got like fucking trauma from it. It's like if I said this in front of my friend, or if you said this in front of my friend, they'd go crazy on you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, pause, that's crazy too. But it's just a game though, you know what I mean? But it also, pause, like from my knowing the history of pause, it originally started with not people saying like such shit. It was about like stopping yourself from saying something that you shouldn't say. And then it turned into all that other shit. You feel me? But it's just but the world plays that fucking game. You feel me? Yeah. That's a fact.
Before I heard pause, it was no homo.
Yeah.
And you had to no homo.
Yeah.
No homo.
I feel like Cam and them started that.
I thought pause was like, hold on, he's gonna say
what?
no homo.
Cam and them started the no homo.
Yeah. Cam and them, they really started like the no.
He said, "Nah,
saying
you
no
gotta
homo.
say no homo, cause in the hood,
Kiss.
most thugs is Karomo." With Joe Budden.
Joe Budden. Yeah. Jadakiss said, "Put it out, let the streets talk, no promo. A real man shouldn't have to say no homo." And what's crazy is,
and now
I seen a clip of Kiss and they asked him about it. You seen that? He's like, nah, pause, you going crazy. I'm gonna have to. But it's just a game, bro. It's like, I think that was a lot of people don't understand it because they don't understand like the town culturally. Yeah. Just New York as a whole, but. For us, it's just a pastime. It's like, yo, you in the hood. It's so much bullshit going on. Yeah. You got to figure out ways to laugh so you ain't got to cry. You feel me? So it's like we just be coming up with shit.
And it's also like bragging rights, being able to like punch somebody. It's like it's the equivalent of like punch buggy. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if you miss it, you not in on it. You behind.
No, if you got a good pause with somebody, man. What I'm talking about, it's pauses I remember from 10 years ago. That was crazy. No, that ass, bro.
He's got the pause on the
My favorite shit is something would be going on over here and like 3 aisles down you hear, hey,
that's crazy. Yo, my kid, like my son even says this shit to me. But you know, I seen this y'all see them videos where the dudes be like it's this dude, his name is TC, and what he be doing is he got the Corvette and he be trying to talk to a chick, and then like trying to talk to her, she don't give him the number when he go to the Corvette, then they come over try to holler at her. So he was talking to some girl, bro, and she was like, he's like, where you from? She's like, Brooklyn. So I forgot what she said, but she said something. She was like, pause, right? Yeah. And he was like, pause, you a girl. She like, nah, but what I said was crazy. Like, she knew, like, cause she probably get that from her brothers and her cousins. Like, even if you're a girl and you say something, niggas be like, yo, you talking crazy. Feel me?
Nah, that's fun. This fun to have that shit. Bro. But goddamn, I'll tell you, doing this fucking podcast, I'm like, I really got to monitor every time somebody from Harlem is up here. I got it off the jump. I'm thinking, even right now, I'm thinking like, what do I not say? Just so I don't have to deal with it, because part of me, like, I get upset. You know what I mean? I'm like, God damn it, fucking got me again. You know
now you good then.
There you go. Yeah. But talk to us really about your upbringing. Like, what made you Wayno? What made you so comfortable speaking your mind? Like, what made you become this?
I honestly tell you, like, not being myself for so long. So it's like, from my dad's side, I'm number 6 out of 8 kids. We all got different mothers. So I didn't grow up with like having siblings. I know my siblings, but I don't know them. Like a few of them I know, but we don't really know each other like that. You feel me? Like the way I used to meet my siblings, I be with my pops on the block, kid walking down, he like, yo, you want to meet your sister?
Say hi to your sister.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, this your sister. And then don't see him again for 30 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it was just me and my moms until my moms had my little sister. And me and my mom shared a room from the time I was born till I was 10. You feel me? So when I was a young man, I yearned to have an older brother. You know what I'm saying? I yearned to have like that influence. So that influence seeking out that influence led to me like being outside, what they call outside today with the streets. You know what I'm saying? And being outside, like it taught me a lot about how to grow, because I was attracted to a lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? I mentioned like I call him my big homie, my man Cat. You know what I'm saying? Like when I moved to Harlem, he was a dude that was on my block that was getting money. He was doing everything under the sun negative. You know what I'm saying? But when I met him, he took to me and like put me under his wing. And then when he went to prison, it kind of like messed me up because I thought I needed to emulate him. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked up to him. Right. But
what else do you have to go off of?
Yeah, I spent a lot. The way I became myself was like, I ain't gonna front. I followed a lot of good people and bad people. You know what I mean? Because all that natural born leader shit is like we all at the ages that kids we went to school with that was the leader in school or even in high school.
It's not like that right
It's
now.
not like that right now. You know what I mean? But I think that's an unfair pressure that adults put on children. Like, oh, she just a born leader. She just a this or that. And then you get into the world when you are an adult and all that shit you thought mattered when you was a kid don't matter. So for me, it was just like navigating. I really just was trying to find myself. And I by the time I had enough experiences of like being in the street and being around certain people, groups of friends that wasn't in the no bullshit, groups of friends that was in the all types of shit. The majority I was around was the ones that was in the bullshit. And I used to be like, damn, I'm probably smarter than all of them and I'm not the leader. So what the fuck am I doing? So you know what I mean? So that kind of led me to start learning more about myself and then just being in music, honestly. And I credit Beanie Siegel for a lot of this. Like, you know, being around him, he taught me, he made me read because I dropped out of high school in the 9th grade. So I was educated, but my lack of education, you could imagine being a teenage kid. It's a bunch of shit I just don't know because I just stopped going to school. Right. So he made me like really read. And as I'm doing that, I'm going through life experiences and learning and becoming a man and doing this, that, and the third. And from that, I started to get an identity. You know what I'm saying? Like once I got my identity, I kind of knew, and I got to credit my parents too because my dad was just a street nigga from the Bronx that was getting money. My mom's is like a blue collar worker that just do, you know, whatever job, braiding people hair, working at different jobs, just trying to take care of me and my sister. You know, feel me? So I was raised by my moms and my grandmoms, and they gave me a lot of love. So it's like I'm able, even to this day, I'm able to identify like when a brother's going through some shit, I'll be like, oh, that's because you ain't come up with no love in your household. You feel me? Yeah. That's why you so aggressive, or you know what I mean? Because it's just misplaced anger. So for myself, bro, I started and then living in Harlem, bro. When I moved to Harlem, again, I'm 97. I'm in the 9th grade. Mace is the biggest fucking thing in the world. I'm like, oh, I want to be like Mace. Then Cam come, I want to be like Cam. Then I'm seeing Jay-Z, and then 6-7 years later, I'm around these motherfuckers. I was like, oh, no, I'm going to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? And that led me to the music. I mean, that led me to music. But in between that is me dropping out of high school, joining gangs, getting in trouble. Fortunately, I ain't catch no felonies. I'm happy to say I ain't never caught a felony in my life. That shit is, for real, it's tough.
Shit, like, I like that.
You know, because when you taking them felony chances,
I got one of those pieces of shits.
Yeah, man, and that shit ain't no joke. You know what I mean? It prevents a lot in your life, and it's like, you know, then becoming a dad, man. Becoming a dad taught me so much. You know, you feel me? Because that's the first time you realize that like your life not about you. Becoming a father.
How old were you when you became a dad? 19.
Oof, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the first time you realizing that like your life is is about somebody else that you got to provide for, you got to be there for. Like when people say I'm a good father, I be like, nah, I'm just a father. Like, because what's the fuck is a good father? I'm just the father is, I do what the fuck I'm supposed to do as a man, as a provider, as a protector. All that good shit that come with people not having examples, but for me, that's just regular life.
I feel like a lot of men that become a great father, when they say you're a great father, is usually because you lacked it in some capacity. Oh yeah, in your own life, and you try to make up for it. And a lot of times, those people are the ones that say, I'm just a father. This is what I'm supposed to do." You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, this is what was supposed to be done for me.
You know that inside and out.
Man, dog, my pops. What's crazy is when I was a kid, where I lived down in the Bronx, when my father lived that shit, when I was a kid, I thought it was an hour away. When I became like an adult, and I'm like, it's 20 minutes. I'm like, this nigga was right here, and I ain't see you, bro. Like, nigga was coming to tuck me in, take me to school, and you would live right here. Like, you feel me?
I was giving you too much credit, man.
And I ain't gonna front, like, it's fucked up, but like me and my dad, like out of all his kids, we had the closest relationship. So like a lot of my siblings may resent me for that, but that wasn't my choice. And I resented my dad for his lack in my life. So as my pops is no longer with us, but like when I had him, it was like, he used to tell me, yo, you'll understand me more when you become a man. And I did. I understood the bullshit and all that, but I still like, I used to be, I never had that conversation. Like, nigga, you used to live 25 minutes. Like, so what happened them days when you be like, yo, I'm gonna come get you, and you never show up? Like, damn, nigga, you right there.
Where the fuck you was at, man?
In them streets, bro. But that's a drug too. Being on that fucking block, you know what I mean? Getting that money.
You said there's 9 kids.
8.
8?
Yeah.
Different baby mamas?
All of us have a different mother.
he was out doing other shit.
No, that's a fact. No, listen. Like my little brother, he cheated on my mom's with my little brother mom's. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is shit that, as I became a man, I started to understand. And I'm like, damn, like, so I couldn't live with you because of this, or I couldn't be around you because. But he also, my dad was money, bro. Like, my last days I spent with my dad, bro, when he was dying, it was just like, this nigga was all about making sure shit was still moving by the time he was gone.
He was on business.
Yeah, and I'm like, nigga, you better talk to me for this next hour. You know what I mean? Like, fuck all that. You know what I mean?
Not to bring up, anything too bad or too sad, but
no, it's all good.
Around what time did you have him to? For you, what age?
To 37. To 2020, my dad passed. I'm 41 now.
Okay.
He passed in September 25th. Like what's crazy is, and this is why, bro, as men, we got to go to the fucking doctor. Yep. We got to take care of ourselves because, bro, the strongest man who I thought was the strongest man in my life, I took him to the hospital. Day after his 70th birthday, found out he had cancer. He died 2 weeks later. Boom, like that. Damn. Like, it was no preparation, wasn't nothing. But he was preparing me from the time I was small, because my dad would say stupid shit to me, like, when I was 8, like, yo, if I die, you can't cry. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Man? But he's in the street, so his mentality was different. Because when he found out he was going to die, he said, listen, I'm cool with this, because, nigga, I did not know it was going to go like this. I thought it was going, yeah, you feel me? So, for me, I
mean, 70 ain't a bad number though.
It's not a bad number.
I feel people when they talk about there's still a lot of time left, but to go out like that, and 70 is a good number.
Hell yeah, and I be like, yo, so right now, you know what I'm manifesting? I'm 41. I'm like, I know I could beat him by like at least 10. You feel me? So I'm like, I'm gonna get me an 80 piece out of this bitch. I want to see like my kids have kids, and then if I get to see one of them, my grandchildren have shit, I'm good. So that's what I'm like. My mindset is just totally different than the shit I was on when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I thought that I could probably, like, if I learned how to be a good drug dealer, that I could just sell drugs and just drive nice cars and have clothes and all that other stupid childish shit. You know what I mean? That's what my mentality was when I was 15, because everybody on my block was hustling. So it's like, as I get older, perspective changes. You feel me? I tell people this all the time. If you standing on the floor and you looking forward, you limited to what you see. If I'm on the 35th floor and I'm looking down, I can see things different. I look at that metaphor as like experience. Like the higher you go up, the further you can see. Because now I'm able to identify, like, I ain't going over there. Fuck if them niggas think
that ain't for me.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody say. I ain't going over there. I ain't gonna be in this spot. I ain't gonna be doing this, running around, being reckless and shit. For me, so
reason why I was asking you that is because.
By the way, that was a gem right there. Nova, you better clip that.
Put that Nova.
Reason why I was saying that is because something blew my mind when I came of age too. Like, I'll never forget having the first conversation with my parents as an adult.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it happened before I knew it. We talking about the weather and what's in the newspaper and politics and who's voting for what and how much I paid for my FPL bill and all this kind of crazy stuff. And I was like, whoa. And now I'm starting cursing and they're cursing back, and it's not the same veil of, father to child or mother to child. We speaking as almost equals.
Yeah.
And I said, damn, I actually, let me ask you, now that we adults and stuff and it's all on the table, like, where's grandma from? And, and how did you get to the States? And how did dad, and when y'all met, and then, questions like that. So I'm always interested to see the type of people that have been able to have that conversation and the people that never got to have it.
No, it's crazy, bro, because like I was talking to my son one day, and I'm like, I got 2 daughters and a son. My oldest daughter 21, she about to be 22. My son's 16, and my youngest daughter 11. So like my son, he the only one that like I kept around like the music shit and stuff. Like he done met every rapper. He done, you know what I mean, all types of shit. He on covers art. Yeah. And then one day I'm talking to him about like being an entrepreneur and shit. So one day he texts me, like you said with cursing. So one day he texts me, and because we was talking about doing Twitch, right? So I started doing Twitch and shit, and then he texts me, he like, yo, tell such and such to set my Twitch up, man. I'm ready. Fuck it.
It was like,
I text him. I said, "Who the fuck is you talking to?" He like, "Yo, my fault, Dad." He like, but you know what? It was like the silver lining. I was like, "Oh, this nigga passionate." Like, you know what I mean? Like he excited, so I'm gonna let that one slide. You feel me? But it's like, even with my grandma, she passed at 89. I used to be talking to my grandmother and I curse and I'd be like, "Excuse me," like, you know what I mean? I always, because I wasn't raised to when I was a kid, I didn't talk to them. You know, I wasn't no badass kid that's, yeah, mom, fuck that. And my mom like, yeah, like, that shit corny. Like, you feel me?
Yep.
Wasn't with none of that shit.
I still get nervous.
For real?
It's like, I'll be talking about, I don't curse around my grandmother at all. Just because she's going to pray for me. You know what I mean? Okay, Maikito.
Right in an instant?
I mean? Like,
right in an
like,
instant?
all right, shit.
Yeah, context.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay,
Context is everything. If
No,
I'm telling
facts.
a story about when I was in traffic, shit. Okay, sorry, grandma.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all it is. That's
Yeah.
not like I'm fuck bitches get money, grandma. You know, we ain't going crazy
No,
with
facts.
it.
I can't even really do the context. Even with my mom, I'll be doing it sometimes, but like every time I know I slip up and curse, or sometimes I fuck with her, you know what I mean? I'm like, fuck. And I just know the silence comes. And she's just ready to hang up or some
hug her
shit.
quick.
But you know what's wild, though, is like you say that you want to see, you know, you're trying to get to 80 so you can have like grandchildren. I feel like in order for me to do that, I got to go like Boosie route. I gotta tell my son to have kids at like 13 or some shit. Because I feel old, you feel me? Like, that's how I
You
feel
just
like.
started late.
Yeah.
But, bro, you got to think, right? It's like, okay, cool. How old are you now?
38.
38. All right, 38, what's that? 80, no, 70 what?
85.
85.
Damn,
My math is
he
off.
threw me in the 70s. Woo.
85, right? If you get to double your life, bro, you going to get to see all of that shit.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is like, yo, as men, bro, we live so reckless, bro. Like, we live on a fucking edge our whole... Like, it's not to you, like, 37, you like, yeah, I'm bugging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, then you still bugging after that. You feel me? A little bit. You like, you just like, all right, I'm bugging, but let me just take my bugging down, like, 2 notches. Not
Taking vitamins and
yeah.
go to the doctor.
Yeah, shit like that. Let me not...
That's the hardest thing for me. The only thing I ever wanted to do to go to a doctor is to check my dick, make sure.
But that's the
You know what
thing,
I mean?
because we rule by our dicks. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, but for real, bro, like I just feel like, man, I seen this clip of Mike Tyson talking about when Custom Model died, right? And he was basically saying he started crying and shit. He's like, I'm not crying because I'm sad that he passed. I'm crying because, like, what did he see in me? You know what I mean? Like, what was it that he saw in me? Because like, I was just a dirty kid from Brooklyn, robbing, stealing shit. Like, what did he see in me? So it's like, sometimes I'll be looking at it like, what do we see in ourselves? You feel me? Like for everything that y'all brothers is doing and y'all got going on, even professionally or personally, right? What do you see in yourself to push yourself to the furthest limit of how you could go in life? Not just life, just living. Not money, because, bro, all of us, I'm pretty sure I could look around the room and everybody, all the money we aspired to attain, once we attained it, was like, this ain't no fucking money.
Yeah.
Every time, bro. Like, but when I got my first 100, that I had 100, I was like, this wasn't even that hard. Like, and I was like, and this shit ain't shit. Like, it's gonna be.
I want more. All right.
So, but because all them things, all them frivolous things in between don't fucking matter. Like, yeah, these is tools that we need to live. True. But what the fuck is we doing to make sure, not make sure, because we can't make sure shit, but prolong our process. You feel me? Like, where's our minds at? Like, where's our soul at? Where's our fucking manifestation? Like, where's all that shit at? A lot of people don't even. You ask the average person that, they be like, fuck is this nigga talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
This nigga putting out spells, manifestation.
This nigga, you know what I mean? This nigga trying to kick knowledge. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit.
Nah, it's deep.
You know what I mean? I'm living for the day. Like, fuck out of here.
It's real shit though. You gotta seek that fulfillment, or else what the fuck are we doing?
You heard?
You know what
Hell
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, do what the fuck feeds your fucking passion. What is it that makes you feel good? It's not just
I
money.
love helping people grow. I think that for me is the dopest shit. So like, I think I was meant to be a father. I'm grateful I got the opportunity because I thought I was shooting blanks. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know if these.
That's a scary
I don't know
moment,
if these
though.
are working. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I didn't know if it was working so much that when my girl said she was pregnant, I was like, by who?
Right.
I was like, I mean, shit, that's not mine. You know what I mean? Like,
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Now the gun going off too much. Now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
whoa. Yeah, then she said that's what I'm saying. When she told me that we were pregnant for the second time, we had a podcast in like 4 minutes. You know what I mean? She just looks at me and she was like, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This dude wasn't here. So I'm like,
And
you
we're
coming through
live.
for the podcast? Because I can't do this shit alone. Not today.
Not today.
You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck is about to go on right now.
But
Yeah.
Al Pacino showed us, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino showed us, man, ain't no biological clock on no men, bro.
yeah,
That
word,
shit is
yeah.
crazy. I be so hot, like, I ain't gonna front, bro. 80, like if I was 80, how old is Robert now? Is he 80?
He's like 80. They both
It was like 78.
Yeah, they up there though, right?
Yeah.
I'd be hot, bro, cause first of all, you at that age, I don't even know how I'm be acting at that age, but I'm not fucking to have no kid.
Of course not. What the
Now I got a kid, I'm gonna know this nigga for like 2 years. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, a lot of people were saying they feel bad for the kid. Like, it's kind of unresponsible for the kid because you're not gonna be around.
He got his mom's
But
in the bag. Like,
yeah.
The bag gonna help you be like, yo, ma, what was that like? Why you fucking they shooting them plates and you shooting them shits?
And Al Pacino, like you know how like a lot of these people in their 70s and 80s don't even look like it no more.
Yeah.
Al Pacino looks like he's in his 70s, 80s. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's in his 80s.
Yeah. When you look at him like as a kid, like coming up, you're 5 years old and that's your pops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he makes it to 15, his pops is still around and pops picks him up from school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it don't look the same as like that's your dad?
No, facts, cause yo, bro,
my dad.
my youngest, my dad had my youngest brother at 47. I mean, he had him at 47. My brother was with 21 when he passed. And I just was like, damn, I'm like, he ain't get him half as long as I had him. Like, you know what I mean? Pause. Like,
it's not funny, but
nah, real shit. It's funny. Like, I mean, it ain't like my pops could say shit about it. You know what I mean? That's my dog. You feel me? But I just looked at that like, damn. I'm like, I don't know if I want no more kids because I don't want that burden on the motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
You be long gone, you know what I mean? But they be like, damn, man, this nigga died when I was 10. Like, I'm sick.
I didn't ask to be brought here.
Yeah, facts. Like,
You know?
I want to know who my dad is. Like, man, they'd be sick. That shit got it.
That old, bro, like, could you imagine, like, Pacino probably got some sort of, like, dementia or some shit. He's old. You know what I'm saying? He starts talking to him like Scarface. Hey! You know what I mean?
Yo, what's wrong with this?
I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't happen more often.
That's happened to Bruce. You know, Bruce Willis is fucked up like that. Bruce
Is he?
Willis?
Like-
yeah, Bruce Willis, bro. He got Alzheimer's. They say he don't be remembering who he is and none of that shit.
Yeah.
That shit's trippy because you might think he's acting or some shit.
Well, that's the
you know
thing,
what I mean?
though.
Like,
I imagine it happens more commonly with actors. All your life,
You being
you've
other
been
people.
tricking your mind to think I really am that person.
And now
These
you
people,
really
Where does that
see
shit
that
come
people-
from though? Where does Alzheimer's come from, man?
It's genetic.
It's genetic?
Yeah.
just deterioration. of
Nah, I'm
the
gonna
brain.
keep it 100. I hope I don't get that because I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah,
hot.
that's
I
the
can't
one I
remember.
won't- yeah.
I already don't be remembering shit, so I'm gonna be hot. Like I'll be hot. Like somebody be like, "You remember what you did yesterday?" Be like, "No." They be like, "Man, you was
was
at
on the roof, nigga.
You pulled the
Fuck.
gun. You pulled the gun at Kroger, like on the cash register.
you won't
like,
even remember that you forgot. So
Yeah,
you'll be good.
that's
You know? That'll be it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I ain't gonna front though. That's terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
That's like one of them. That's one of them scary jumps. To be like just knowing like, damn, it's a rap. I don't remember shit.
Yeah,
Take me
and
out,
your
bro.
personality goes first. My grandfather had that shit.
For real?
So like, yeah, you could be the coolest motherfucker while you're like 70% of your life, but that last little bit, start being angry, start acting like an asshole. So a lot of times they'd be like, "Oh, he's just an angry old man." Nah, that's Alzheimer's.
I ain't gonna lie though.
What?
I think
If
Biden
that's
got
what I
that
end
shit
up
too.
with, and I find out like the doctor tells me, you know, it's not an often occurring thing. Every time I do something, like
You faking it?
I'm gonna definitely
You
fake it a few
faking
times. You know what I mean? I'm gonna definitely
this
fake
shit.
it a few times. Like you think about being old, right? And like, cause I used to work at the airport, and I'd grab luggage from them and throw it in the cab. You know what I mean? It was called a starter, and like the old people would hand me all their shit, and I'm like. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you got like 48 bags, my boy. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is going on here, first off? But, like, yo, come on now. If I'm that old and I got, like, some issues, everybody's got it. Like, you know, like, oh,
Nah, I ain't
no,
gonna lie, though.
I can't get that.
Old
You know,
people,
like,
old
yeah, you
people
got
earn
it.
the right to be extra though.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, like, cause
gotta
no
give it to
bullshit,
'em.
bro. Like we talking about this shit right now. If all of us, you know, get to be 40 years from now with some shit, we done lived through some shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So the people before us, like, there's nobody gets past like 50 and ain't seen some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody done seen some shit. So.
I was here before the internet.
Yeah, for real. Like,
How old is
nigga,
you?
I was here before the internet. That's what feel crazy.
what I'm saying.
I was buying sneakers off dial-up, bro. Like, for real.
Yeah, word.
Facts. I was buying sneakers
got
off
them
eBay
joints?
in '98, bro.
Fucking East Bay catalog.
Yeah,
type
I was
shit.
using
You heard?
Microsoft and Carter.
And
You know what I mean?
Carter,
Back in the
whoa.
day, yep, playing the Oregon Trail.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, it's before, like, you know what I mean? When it was like, that's a
Bro, I
whole
come from
different
floppy
era over
disc.
there.
Like,
Yeah,
video
yeah.
game was on a floppy disk.
Jeez. Yep.
People right now are saying pause the floppy disk.
Oh my!
You know what I'm saying? They don't know what the fuck you just. They have no idea what the fuck you just said.
All I heard was floppy.
Floppy disk is kind of crazy.
It's one letter away from being wild as fuck.
That's bad funny. That's bad funny. I ain't gonna hold you.
But you got a real decorated career in this, and you came up like you were an intern.
Yeah.
To start this off, so talk to us about that.
Well, shit. Before I was even an intern, I was working in a mailroom. You feel me? So like I was. That's the thing. Like along my journey, messed up in school, all of that. I remember my mom coming to me and just saying like, she asked me about school. I got to the point, bro, where when I looked at the blackboard, I couldn't learn nothing. But now that I'm older, it's a culmination of what I was dealing with outside of school. It's like you go through shit day to day, and now like a kid could take a mental health day. Or a kid could take you know what I mean, a week. If something tragic happens at school, you could just take a week off and y'all could sit home and talk about it and decompress. Man, I on my block see a person get killed and then got to go to school the next day like nothing happened. Yep. You feel me? So it's like I started messing up at school. My mom was going to send me to South Carolina to live with my aunt. I begged her not to. Then she was like, yo, you going to have to get a job because I ain't going to be in this bitch cooking for you and your sister all day, working, and you ain't doing shit. So I ended up getting a job in a mailroom. The mailroom I got the job at was in 825 8th Avenue. It was all of these, it was the Universal building. So Murder Inc. was in there. Like, it's so crazy. When people talk about Murder Inc., you ever see it like on the documentaries when they got raided for Supreme and all that shit? Like, I was there that day. You know what I mean? That shit happened. Because, you know, it was Murder Inc., Rockafella, Bloodline, which is DMX label, Tough Gong, Def Jam, you know what I mean, and Universal. So everything was there.
Picked a good building
I ain't picked, bro. You know what my other picks was? Well, the other picks they had for me, it was the World Trade Center, and this is the year 2000. It was the World Trade Center and some other building I can't remember. Wow. You know what I'm saying? But so the first day on a mail route, I'm walking around, I see all the Murder Inc. shit, and this is when Ja Rule is like, you know, huge, big, This is Ja Rule. You know what I mean? It's Ja Rule and shit. And like the dude that was running me on the route, he's just telling me like, yeah, this is where all the record labels and stuff is at. And I was like, word. And I had just seen floor? But I had just seen the movie Backstage on the Hard Knock Life tour documentary. Yep. And everybody that I seen in that movie was in that building. I'm like, oh, nah, this shit ain't just happening for no reason. I'm going to get it one way or another. And one thing I could honestly say, bro, what people really, really, really underrate is your imagination. Bro, I think I used to get in trouble for daydreaming when I was in school. You know what I mean? Like I used to always get in trouble. They'd be like, what you daydreaming? I used to be daydreaming about playing Street Fighter all day and shit. But like as a kid, I think even adults, you got to give yourself like an hour to just daydream. Everybody's so much on the money. Oh, I got to get to the bag, the this, the that, the third, the hoes, the this, the that. No, take some time to fucking just imagine things so that you could bring it to fruition. Yeah. And that was one of the things that I did. I used to imagine about being in the music industry. And I got the internship after I got fired from the mailroom. You know what I mean? I got fired from the mailroom and I got the...
How you got fired, please?
How I get fired? All right, so now everything is digital, right? But at the time, it was a box with all these contracts and shit in it that was coming from Def Jam, supposed to go to the royalty department. My floor was the royalty department. My man Pat, his floor was Def Jam. So... he brought the box downstairs and he left it in the freight area. He told me it wasn't his fault. It was my fault, but he got fired too. He told because he was supposed to bring it to them, right. And he just hit me on the walkie-talkie like, "Yo, Wayno, you could take this box to whoever." I'm like, "Yeah," and I forgot. And anything left in the freight area gets thrown out. Shit. So imagine you a fucking Ludacris and you can't find your contract because that could have happened. Yeah. And your shit got thrown out. And then now they got to go to the lawyer and redraft to find the facts or some shit.
You probably helped some people out of the label situation.
I probably did, but shit, it helped me too. Because once I got fired, my homegirl who she's the president of Rock Nation now, but she was working at Rockafella at the time. I just hit her up because I was working at some sneaker store in the hood. And then I stopped doing that shit. And then I was like, I got to make some money. Now I'm at the time where, you know, I'm a teenager still. I gotta be fly, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I gotta make some money, and ain't but a couple things I know how to make some money. You feel me? So I just called her one day and I just asked her. I was like, yo, can I come to the office? I'll do anything. Like I don't care what y'all want me to do. I didn't know what the fucking intern was. I never even heard that word until I got in there, cause I didn't go to school. You feel me? So, so I didn't know what that shit was. Like, so at this time when I get into Rockafella, this is the years that I would be in college. You feel me? So it's like. got into Rockafella. First couple months was just doing nothing, and then it went from that to being working with the artists and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the first episode of Genius, that documentary with Kanye, I'm on the first episode. Like they walking through the office and when Kanye's going on that rant and shit, you know what I mean? And when they pan this way, you see me for a second. Somebody said, I was like, that's me. But I remember that day vividly. You feel me? So yeah, man, I did that shit for a while, and Rockafella broke up, and then I had to go get back and get another regular job. And then, I was doing that. And then I had fully gave up on music. I was taking classes to be an armored truck guard. And the reason why I was trying to be an armored truck guard, because I was like, all right, what's something I could do where it don't require no education and I just need certification? So I'm like, all right, if I get my CDL, I didn't have no felonies, so I'm like, I could get a gun license. And then I was like, I could get a CDL. So I was like, all right, I'm going to be an armored truck guard. And I started committing to that shit for a minute. And bro, it took me like 3 years. I got one interview, and I did like 3. When you about to get the job, you get the first and the second and the third. Then these niggas calling you by scheduling. I failed the fucking lie detector test. That's what it was, bro.
They make you take a lie detector test?
They make you take a lie detector test, bro.
Thank God I know.
I know, right?
Nah, for real.
Don't get into that shit.
Yeah, they made me take a lie detector test.
My mind the whole time would be thinking like, yeah, I could get the truck one day.
No, but the crazy thing, bro, is the crazy thing about lie detector tests is there's not a set amount of questions. The question, you make up the questions. So like they ask you questions about yourself, and then what you tell them about yourself is how they make. So I'm gonna tell you how I know I felt the shit. I'm gonna tell you how I know I feel the shit. They like, dude, like the dude, he like, yo, I'm a former FBI. He like, I'm a former FBI agent. He like, I'm telling you right now. He said, now listen, if it's New Year's and some weed come out and everybody having fun and you take a couple hits, he like, ain't my concern. I don't smoke weed. My concern ain't if you smoke weed or not. My concern is how many times a week you celebrate New Year's Eve.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, I said, all right, so let me tell you what the question ends up being. He like, then they ask you simple shit. What's your name? Wayne Clark. Your heart like this. Wayne Clark. Where year you was born? 1982. So where you was born at? That's Bronx, New York. Other than the weed that you told me you smoked a few times, have you used any other drugs? No. I'm sitting here like, I didn't drink lean, I didn't pop the pill before. You feel me? So I feel, and bro, when I felt that shit though, that shit, because that was the only thing I felt like, because now I'm a father, I got 2 kids, we in the projects. I'm like, I got to do some shit. Nigga, I'm crushed that I ain't get that job. So then I got another job, and then I got laid off from that job. When I got laid off, I said, yo, I got to take some time to do what I want to do. If I can't make no money out this shit, fuck it. I work at CVS. I don't give a fuck where I work, but I got to at least give myself another shot at what I want in life.
Really want to.
And I never had a regular job after that again. Never.
Tough.
Yeah, I'm worried about the way I'm sitting and shit, because I'm like, I might be doing the.
Don't let them find out.
Yeah. But you can't just skip past being in the building when you got the Genius documentary. You know what I mean? Like, what was that like when Kanye came through the building, rapping for everybody? Everybody better listen to his shit. Was it annoying?
Bro, that wasn't. So look, I did it. I said, I think I did it. I told Adam 22 this on No Jumper, because he asked me that shit. Bro, that wasn't the first time he did that. Like that, you gotta think. This is when he did that. It's 2002. The first camera phone probably came out like the end of that year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think it was out. It might have came out in 2003, the first camera phone. So bringing cameras in a place, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see, everybody got a camera now. Right. But cameras wasn't a common thing. So when a person pulled up with a camera like this, everybody looking like, what the fuck? So, like, one thing I say is that he was, like, ahead of his time, where he knew that, like, what people call content. He knew that, like, just being, like, documenting what he was doing was going to be a thing. But he had, bro, the first time I'm skipping over something. The first time I met Kanye, he was walking around the office by himself, and he had he had just got that tattoo. He had tattooed all his songs that he produced, all his placements on his arm. I had read it in the Source magazine, and I was like, yo, you Kanye? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yo, your beats is dope and all that. He's like, yo, I rap too. And he rapped for me for like 7 minutes.
Oh shit. Wow.
No, bro, but the songs he rapped Jesus Walk, he rapped all. This is like 2 years. This 3 years before any of them songs came out. So he rapped all them songs. I just was like, ain't shit I could do, like, you know what I mean? But it was crazy.
Appreciate you.
But he would do that on every floor. Like, he would do that with everybody. So he had a reputation for just like what he did. in that scene, he did this shit mad times. So like, All Falls Down, everybody knew the song. Like, we have the song. Like, the song is coming out eventually. All of that, and you got to think, bro. My homegirl Chaka, who he came to her office. She's like the head of marketing and the video department, all that. She like Jay, like go to for a lot of shit. She on a call handling shit for Jay. Nigga bust through the door. Yo, I'm about to play. You'll be like, what the fuck? If somebody did that right, if your cousin that you love to death bust through this door right now while we doing this and got a camera like, yeah, I'm documenting my day. You be like, what the fuck is you doing? And he might be the next Elon Musk. Right. But it's like at that time, of course, like hindsight is 2020. At that time, he just was being an annoying nigga. Like, it just is what it is. And it ain't that nobody didn't like the song. Everybody loved the song. And that's another misconception. People say, oh, they didn't.
It wasn't giving them the reaction.
Bro, he got the reaction 20 times, bro. I'm exaggerating. He probably did that 3 times. He did that shit about 3 times. Word. And then, like, you just decided to do it that day again. You feel me? And it didn't go how he thought it was going to go. But, I mean, I was in the building for that. I was in the building for a lot of shit. Like I said, the Murder Inc. shit, I came to work one day, and we was on the 29th floor. Like, the floor was shaped like this table. It's like, our office space is from the halfway through this table, here to here. Then Murder Inc. is, like, they was over here. But there to there. Yeah, I come in the building that day, bro. Mad FBI, fucking dogs, all type shit. I'm just going to work. They didn't shut down the building. You feel me? But
work.
Yeah, I mean, you can't leave no music shit. Ain't no hours. You got, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was just it. One thing I say about working in music in the early 2000s, it was fun. It was dangerous. It was daring. You know what I mean? But it was memorable. For me, it was very memorable.
I feel like when it was like really coming to fruition. You know what I mean? Like, it was becoming the forefront.
The hip hop?
Hip hop. You know what I mean? Like 50 Cent was going crazy. Yeah. And it was just like the hip hop movement was loud. Yeah. And then it was like every label, the labels were more popular than the fucking artists. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like people it depended on what label you were. The
conglomerates, you was like a Cash Money or a Bad Boy or Death Row. Yeah, and it's like, you know, like when I got into this shit, I was 18, bro, when I got into music, like officially. I was like 18 going on 19. And it's changed in a lot of different ways from then to now. But the most common thing is, a lot of it is still the same, though. You know what I mean? Because I remember being young and, like, even when the South was emerging, like, in the early 2000s, people was saying, like, not just the South, but just rap music. People had problems with rap music. Like, there's never been a year where the general consensus of rap music it's some bullshit. Yeah. Like, it was always, because it was always bullshit going on. Yeah. Especially in that time where people was if you had on a chain, a 3-chain, you had to be tough. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now, like, shit is whatever now. Like, and I'm not saying that you should be tough, because I don't advocate for nobody gangster. But I'm just saying it's like, shit was just different back then.
You had to be from that walk of life.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
it meant something.
Yeah.
It really meant something. Like, genuinely meant something. I listen to the music now. Mm-hmm. Like, the music that I thought was fire back in 2000. And it gives you that nostalgic feeling. Mm-hmm. But then you're like, okay, maybe these other rappers are better at writing their bars out, because you hear some of the shit that from 50 and it was really dope in its era and it's authentic, right? But he has some real generic ass lines, you know, like. But
he wasn't the best rap. Yeah, I would say that. I would agree with you. Yeah. He wasn't the best rapper. I look at 50 like I said this about Tupac one time. Like, Tupac wasn't the best technically skilled rapper. He was really, really, really good at making songs on subjects about things. But if you're talking about just full on who could say the best shit, he wasn't the best at that. You know what I mean? And like 50 was like the same. Like that's why he had Lloyd Banks. Like if you compare Lloyd Banks' skill set to 50's skill set, it's not close in a lot of ways. But 50's story, along with his direction and how he rap, is what made it so real. It
felt more real.
But the thing, I feel like now, and it's a gift and a curse, because now we got a lot of real shit. Like, we got a lot of authenticated shit, but the thing about it is it's so microfied. I mean, it's so, like, microscope now. Yeah. Where when it was 50, it was only 150 of one rapper who got shot up and his whole hood people in his hood turned against him. He rises to be this great rapper with this big machine, gets with one of the best rappers and producers. And now it's like, you got 10 rappers that got shot. You know what I mean? Like, but they stories is not. But the story is only about them getting shot. It's not about like their music at
10
all.
10 rappers who got shot, 10 rappers who didn't get shot.
Or 10 rappers who shot 10 people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for real.
Yeah, you got like battles between that. I got shot more times than you.
No, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But I mean, listen, I think that like a lot of this shit is in hip hop. It's our own doing. Everything that we complain about with these kids, just from a standpoint of just men, right? Men left their kids behind. You see these kids. All this shit, yo, they drill rapping and all that. Yeah, that's because they dad caught a charge when they was born, came home 15 years later, you know what I mean? Okay, caught a charge when they was 5, now they 20. They ain't had no guidance. All they had is the crazy shit in the hood and the internet. And the Chicago shit took off, and they was influenced by that. So it's like, when you upset about a lot of these things, look in the mirror, for real. You feel me? Like, a lot of this shit that we upset about, it comes from us anyway. You feel me? Like,
some fucking therapy talk right there.
Not real shit.
But being in these buildings, right? You were there when the tensions were high inside of the building itself. You got Dipset, Rockafella. You got the beef there. What was that like? Because you had to feel that energy in there.
Yes and no. It wasn't. So I say this like, excuse me. The Dipset Rockafella shit. It was a thing, but it really wasn't a thing. Like, it wasn't like crazy. Like, Jay and them is from Brooklyn. We from Harlem. The Harlem and Brooklyn is fucking Jupiter and Venus in terms of like culturally how they are. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Buffalo, Rochester. Yeah, I'm just shooting off the hip with that. But so there's differences already from the beginning. Now, it wasn't really like, I wouldn't never say it wasn't problem, because it did lead to certain problems with people with shit, where certain people did get into fights and all of that. But like, for the most part, Cam and them was just really on some like trying to turn diplomats into the biggest thing. And, you know, Jim, I ain't gonna front, Jim, my brother, he was wild, yo. I used to be with that nigga. Jim used to make me not be around him sometimes because he was doing too much shit. You feel me? So his mindset was just wild, wild west. Juelz is like pretty boy, next guy up, dope, you know what I mean? And I think that everybody in their own right was fighting for that. Bleak he had Get Low, he tried to make his label. Beans had State Property, you know what I mean? Everybody was trying to do their thing. Not enough people, I say, outside of Jay and his peoples, Cam was the only one that was on business time. Like, he really was about like business. Beans and them was super, State Property, super talented, nobody's business savvy. Not one person. Wow. You feel me? So it's like, in the grand scheme of things, when you look 20-something years later, you see Cam got a show, this, that, and the third. Jim does his thing. Juelz does his thing. When you look at State Property, it's not really the same. They still do what they trying to do, but everybody had different paths and that shit. So, like, to answer your question about, like, the tension, it was tension, but it was so much good happening, bro, at that time. I was living a time of my life, bro. Imagine being 19 years old, and you around Jay-Z and Beyonce. Crazy. You feel me? Like, I was living the time of my fucking life.
Racing to work. Like,
bro. What? I first person in the office, last person to leave every day. I got that title. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's that. How it worked in that era, like,
different.
With those type of people.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, that's
different, bro.
Yeah.
But the only thing about it is I ain't make no money. Fuck all that shit. That's why I hate talking about that shit, bro. I ain't make no bread.
Damn. But it built you to become what you are today.
Nah, it did. It was my college years, man. It was like me going there, the experience I got, my relationships, because I got relationships with all the people I'm mentioning. Like, it's not nobody who I can't call their phone. I can't call Jay-Z phone, but I could call somebody that could call Jay-Z phone and tell them I'm trying to call them, and maybe talk to somebody to somebody to get him to talk to me. But you know what I mean? But I'm joking around, but I'm still close with all of those guys. You know what I mean? They all of them have a tremendous respect for me. And they all want to see me do good, and when it's time for me to like lean on, I can. You feel me? So it's like all of them. Even though I ain't make money, like the experience was worth more than money in that sense.
Yeah, so I'll call you to let Jay know that.
Yeah, come on, I got you.
It seems like Elliot Wilson's getting an interview. God damn it!
Yeah,
damn you, Elliot. You know what I mean? So were you around for the Rock the Mic tour back then?
Yeah, I was, but I only went to like 2 dates because at that time, like, I had to stay home. Because remember, I'm still an A&R, so it's like I had to, while they on tour doing everything, I'm back home helping out with admin shit. You know what I mean? Like, because every artist that we had on the label wasn't on tour. So I still, like, at that time when they did the Rock the Mic tour, what was that? 2002. Bro, don't get me the line. I was working on so much shit back then, bro. I was working on so much shit. You know what I mean? But I didn't go on that tour. I wasn't really like on tours and none of that because as an A&R, there's really no need for you to be on tour unless you're trying to finish a project. Yeah. And at that part, I wasn't even at the level where I was working on projects when they did that tour. But I was around for a lot of shit though. I mean,
so a regular day as an A&R, what was it like?
Back then or now?
Back then.
Back then it was like, I mean, our offices opened at 10 a.m. So I would get up, go to office, be in the office all day. This one we working on projects. I mean, just not even just working on projects, but it's like just trying to get beats and shit. It's no internet. It's internet, but it's not in the sense of like social media where I could
not
just
on your phone.
Yeah, I can't just go on my story and say, "Yo, who's the hottest producer? Send me shit." It wasn't like that. So I'm opening up packages. People sending beats. I'm going through packages. I'm going through offices, finding old Just Blaze CDs, going through them, finding shit, old Kanye CDs, finding beats on that shit. Or going downstairs to Def Jam, talking with other A&Rs. Yo, you got any producers? Yeah, here go the CD. Like, that's how it was. Like, even me and Alchemist. Y'all familiar with Alchemist, right?
Of course.
Like, the way I got cool with Alchemist was, I forgot who connected us. I think it was Miss Info. Was it Miss Info? I can't remember if it was Miss Info.
Missinfo.tv. Like
yeah. But she used to be on Hot 97.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if it was Miss Info. Somebody connected me with Alchemist at the time, and this is like, of course, he already had We Won't Make It and shit. So I used to go to Alchemist, and at this time, Alchemist a few years older than me, but I was like young A&R. So he'd give me a CD. So he'd give me a CD, listen to it. Then I went through another CD, listen to it. Then he gave me another one. And then I called him one day like, yo, bro, why you keep giving me CDs with the same beats? So he was like, because what he would do is he'd put like the same beats and then add one new one. And I asked him like, why you do? He said to see if you listen to it. You know what I mean? So,
make sure you get it.
Yeah, so I would listen to all his beats, and then that would lead to like, you know, me trying to. It's a lot of people that we didn't work with due to affiliations too, like my man Ron Browse. You know what I mean? Ron Browse, he did Ether for Nas. So at the time, like
he did. A-Rab Money too or no?
He did A-Rab Money. He did Whip Your Head Boy for 50. You know what I mean? He did Blow It Out Your Ass for Ludacris.
Blow
you know
it out your ass.
Nah, he was fire, but the thing was, it was like kind of stigma of everybody thinking we can't work with Ron Browse because he did Ether, which is like the biggest blemish on Jay's career.
Conflict of interest.
But it wasn't though. It's like I always wanted to work with Ron Browse, but it just like it'd be little shit that holds stuff up.
Damn.
Cause just perception, bro. Perception still to this day. It's not reality. It's somebody's reality, but it ain't necessarily yours. You feel me? So like it'd be that doing that. Then I go to the studio later, be in the studio from like 8 p.m., 7 p.m. till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I go home, go to sleep, wake up, take a shower, do the same shit.
Running back.
You know what I mean? It's doing that shit for years. You feel me?
Yeah. So what is the difference from
today
then and now as an A&R?
Oh, because
it's a lot easier.
I ain't gonna say it's not easier. I'm an executive now, so I ain't got to do the same shit I was doing when I was younger. But at the same time, like in today's world, like with QC, you know what I mean? Like I work at QC, so with QC it's the same. You know, get up. Now I'm checking my emails to see. You know, I'm more on it's more curation of whatever we doing. So if I got an artist, it's more so like, all right, I got right now, I got 4 projects that's coming out within the next 2 months.
Busy.
Yo, logistically, that's why I be telling people be saying A&Rs ain't real. Then come do my fucking job. Because if you think it's just finding somebody and just once you find them, they just become a star, that's not it. I go through so much on the admin side, on the legal side, clearing samples,
back and forth
calls. Like then we have research calls where we looking at new artists. Then I got calls with new artists that we may potentially sign, meetings, flying them in or me flying to them. Like I was telling y'all, like, we did a camp in Miami last year for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Having all the artists come down there, running that logistically. It's a lot of different things. There's no like, it's not like you say A&R and it's just, oh, this all they do. It's a bunch of shit people do that for the people that's the most critical about the profession, they wouldn't even know what to do in that instance. Like, yo, if we got a project that's supposed to come out and I was supposed to have like all the lyrics turned in. For the project, along with all the music fully delivered, meaning mixed and mastered, Atmos mixes, all of that. And then one thing goes wrong, and I got Coach and P on my fucking line, like, yo, Wayno, what the fuck is going on? Do you know how to handle that shit?
Right.
I do. You feel me? So it's like people always critical about their jobs, but I can't go to motherfuckers, you know, cubicles and knock their shit over. So it is what it is. It don't matter to me. You know what I mean?
So what's it like? Were you with QC immediately as it was QC? Or
No,
before,
hell
before
no.
the turn?
Hell no. Nah. So the way I even got with QC, I started doing media and shit. So I started, doing Everyday Struggle in 2018. And
That's where I first saw you.
yeah, Everyday Struggle. A lot of people believed I was born that day. Like I just dropped on the earth. Like it was so many people so critical. Like who the fuck is this nigga? Who is he? Yeah, because I'm not a journalist. You feel me? Like I'm just a nigga that learned how to talk all day by
That's
being.
what I like hearing.
No,
not everybody needs to be a fucking journalist.
Yo,
Be
listen.
yourself too.
But the reason why I say I'm not a journalist is because I don't want to disrespect the profession. You know what I'm saying? I don't know I didn't go to college for communications and all that other shit. So when I say I'm not a journalist, I'm not. I'm just a nigga who used to spend 2 hours in the barbershop after I got my hair cut and just used to talk shit, and I could talk about anything. So I started
How you got into the complex.
in the complex.
Yeah.
All right. So what happened? 2017. I don't know if y'all familiar. I used to manage Davies. So I was managing Davies for a bit, and then in 2017 we split, and then after we split, it was just like me figuring out what my next thing was going to be. I was already looking at like different artists that I wanted to work with and shit, but Nadeska, who was she's the producer of Everyday Struggle. People just thought she was just sitting in the middle doing nothing. Right. You know what I mean? She's behind everything, control room, all of that shit, and she's talent. So. I had hit her up because when Everyday Struggle came out, I was a fan just like everybody else. You know what I mean? Watching that shit with Joe, and then Star got on there, and then her and Star had like a little back and forth about something Star had said.
Yeah, he's wild.
Yeah, he is wild. I mean, I grew up on Star. I never knocked Star, bro, because like when I was a kid, he was like DJ Akademics when I was a kid. So I used to always like listen to him on the radio, all that type shit. And I had hit the desk on some what's up shit, and when I hit her up, she hit me like a week or two later. It was like, yo, you should come on the show. Like, come pull up on the show. I went to the show that one day, and after I did the first episode, I came on there as a guest. When I left, they was like, that's the most fun we had since Joe left. I was like, wow. I don't know, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Then I left, and then the desk could text me like, yo, we looking for a replacement. You know what I mean? For Star, would you be open to? I'm like, me? The fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? For what? Like, I still can't understand it. Right. So then, when they laid everything out on the table, like, they was basically like, yo, we want you to, be a featured guest along with Star. And I was like, all right, cool. And then they was like, we going to pay you. And I was like, what y'all going to pay me?
Yeah, how much?
And so when they told me that they was going to pay me, they was sending a car to my crib to pick me up every day. I was like, hell yeah, like, I'll do this shit. I asked a lot of people, though, because I was kind of worried about being on camera. You know what I mean? I wanted to be, like, rich nigga that nobody knew.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So it was like, once I got on camera, I was like, I could get paid on being on camera. Let me stay on camera then. Like, you feel me? Yeah. And then from the Everyday Struggle shit, I finagled that into an opportunity with Amazon Music where they signed me to a deal right after Everyday Struggle ended. I had my own show on Amazon Music. Still signed to them, you know what I mean, as a media personality. I just hosted Can't Flog Nah, Tyler Creative Festival last year. That's fun. Dreamville, did that the past 2 years. I did Dreamville Fest. I'm supposed to be doing it this year too. So, the media shit been good to me. You know what I mean?
That's wild. I thought you was like a YouTuber at first.
I wish I was a fucking YouTuber. I'd have made so much bread. What? Yeah. I ain't, bro. I made a YouTube when that shit first came out too, but I just never. And I was always a person with like a little camera. Yeah, remember them little cameras that came out, the joints that you pressing in the USB flip out? Yeah. They was like white and red. I had one of those. Like I always was trying to do shit, but I never joints. I just was like kind of like I didn't believe in myself to do it, so I just never pushed on it. I wanted to do that type of shit, but what it is.
I'm late. I always thought about doing it, but I just started. 2.5 years ago.
That's good though, because even in the 2.5 years, you've done more in 2.5, almost 3 years than the person that's procrastinated over the past 10. Absolutely. That thinks that they're consistent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times we don't give ourselves that grace. Like, all right, shit, it might not be exactly where you want it to be at, but shit, Mark Cuban wasn't born no billionaire. Yeah, he didn't even become a billionaire until he was like 40. Feel me? Like 30 something, like 32.
Tough.
40 sounded good. I'm like, damn, I got a couple years left.
Yeah, now listen, you got years, bro. We got time in. You feel me? You gonna get to it.
Yeah. You know so the reason I'm imagining the reason you wanted to not be seen is the street life, right? Like jumping in front of a camera. You've been in the streets.
No, it wasn't that deep. Cause like even with me being in the streets, bro, I hustled everybody from my block. So something. I don't give a fuck if they teachers at school, but I was never no Pablo Escobar. I was never like I was a nickel and dimer on my block. Like, you know what I mean? I was a dude who like I learned how to hustle from the dudes on my block, and I hustle on other people's blocks. Like, you know what I mean? And I would just walk through and say, I never would sit here in front like, cause it's people who don't know me for that at all. It's people that don't know I ever did nothing And they be like, Wayne, hell no. That nigga ain't never.
You an exec now,
Yeah,
man.
but you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like at the same time, the reason why I didn't want to be on camera, because when I was coming up, like the dudes on my block that was getting a lot of money, or I viewed and I knew was getting money, nobody really knew them like that. Like they was like kind of like a word, but you didn't know what that word meant. It was like, yeah, that's such and such, and he was like, then when you see him, it's like, oh, that's him. But they not trying to be around. They not. So I always like emulated that. And then with my dad, like even with my dad, he was a dude that he was getting a lot of money out the streets. Cause my dad was a number man too. Like he hustled and he was the number man. Everybody knew him for the number man shit, but a lot of people ain't know the other stuff he did. So I always just viewed it as like I didn't really want to be. I don't really like people. You know what I mean? Like not trying to be funny. Like I've been sitting here kicking it with y'all because I feel like we all have like the same traits. But like I don't really like people with being around people. Like people is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really want to like put myself in a position where I always had to be around people. But shit, the path that I went, I do. So, but I regulate that too. Like I really regulate that. Like if I ain't got to be around certain shit, I don't. Feel me?
I feel like you choose people the correct way, and like a lot of people don't. Like a lot of people just kind of go for the relationship or what's going to make them look good. Yeah. I think everything that we've done as a collective is like anybody that's a part of the team is like we fuck with them. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like from the producers to the video guys to the people doing the timestamps. Everything that we do is all about like having that. You got to have a bond in some way, shape, or form.
Facts. It's a team.
So what's it like being with QC now?
In what aspect?
Like being with the team.
Oh, just overall.
We had SCY up here.
SCY Jim, yeah.
And there's somebody that we had early when he just signed to QC, and he was talking to us about the label and whatnot. Yeah. So.
Well, I say like it's a team. We are a team, but what's crazy is it's like it's tiers throughout the team. You know what I'm saying? Like you got our executives, you got our partners, and you got like the people who run the day to day. Was where I find that we have a lot of success at is communication. You know what I'm saying? Like myself, like I'm head of A&R, but so is Brand Ringo. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I share a lot of the same responsibilities as her, but she takes on responsibilities I don't have to, and vice versa. So the way that we are able to work is because I communicate with Brandra. Like I talk to Brandra every day. Like there's not a day that goes by where we don't talk. You know what I mean? Like my homegirl Simone, she's the president. You know what I'm saying? Like we all got like our group chats and shit where we talking. Then I got like my A&Rs that work alongside of me, like my homegirl Claudia. That's the one that signed SCY Jim. You know what I mean? Like I talk to her as much as possible. So the thing about how it is on a daily basis is team. And even with P, like I talk to Coach and P. You know what I'm saying? And they have the motherfuckers is up. They rich. You know what I'm saying? So they live different lives than I live, but at the same time, they're not inaccessible. Like. If I got to talk to Yachty, I could get in touch with Yachty. You know what I'm saying? If I got to get in touch with Quavo, if I got to get in touch with somebody like on Lil Baby's team, I could get in touch with them. So the way it's run is really about communication. And I have no ego, bro. I'm talking about I have no ego to the point where, like, I don't try to diminish my accomplishments, but I used to fucking eat ravioli for dinner more than often than I'd like to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I moved out the projects in 2016. That's not that long ago. Like, you know what I mean? I got sneakers older than that. So it's like, for me, I'm always able to reference a point to give myself humility where I can say there's no job too big, nor too small for me. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna make myself available, whatever. And that's how I've had a fucking career. Because if not, then, like, a lot of people, they get accomplishments, you get a couple plaques, get big-headed. I ain't doing that. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some shit I ain't gonna do. But at the same time, like I'm also learned I'm in a position where I could delegate. I could, if I'm telling a person to do something, I can also teach them. You feel me? So I'm real, like you say, you like to build people. I'm like building the younger ones under me, because that's what I had older people do for me. Like pour into me, pause, and build on, build with me, so that I could, when I got to the point that I was ready to step up to the plate. You feel me? So QC, like it works.
And it's one of the dopest labels right now.
Facts.
Got a lot of dope shit coming out.
Crazy.
Now that label came under fire a little bit when there was the story about P and there's paperwork on them. What was that experience like for you, being from the streets and hearing that about them?
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't even talk about it. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you why, because it's like, I ain't in the streets. I ain't got nothing to say about the streets. and I have nothing to say, you know, regarding anything with P and that, like, because, you know, I just don't have nothing to say about that.
Okay. And he had the same sentiment, you know what I mean? He was talking about, like, that's not his life anymore. Yeah. And to be honest with you, and the reason why I ask you that question is I'm cool with it, right? Like, I'm cool with people leaving their statement out there and doing what they do, and it should be like, let it go. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's some shit for you to know, and there's some shit that you need to keep the fuck up out of. Yeah. And it's the most difficult thing. Like, am I going to stop listening to... Now, there's certain things, don't get me wrong, so I'm not saying it like that, but come on, this is a different thing that we're talking about. Yeah, so I respect that.
And that's the thing, like, I'm not there for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was there for that and I was on that type of time, then I have 100, like, I could have 100 things to say or nothing to say. I don't have nothing to say because I'm not there for none of that. Like, that type of shit, that conversation, I'm not there for that. I'm there for music, to work, you know what I mean, to do what I got to do. If people have opinions because of what I'm saying right now for that, that's cool for them. I live very comfortably. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I'm just there for music. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that shit.
I respect that's one of the biggest superpowers you can learn. If you come from the streets, learn how to mind your motherfucking business.
Nah, bro.
Not everything concerns you, bro, and not everything requires an opinion.
And I don't, like, just being honest, like, with a lot of different platforms that emphasize, like, bro, a lot of that street shit is very traumatic. Yeah. It's very heartbreaking. Even, you know, when you get into when people get tether that funny line on what people did or didn't do and all of that. And honestly, I'm just keep it 100, bro. Like, what is it for? Like, you know what I mean? Is it for one person to brag over another? And I'm not with none of that, because reason being is because, like I said, bro, I come from the Bronx and I come from Harlem. I ain't have shit growing up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nothing growing up. When I get in front of a camera, I always promise myself that I would never do anything to make myself look silly, or where I come from or what I represent look silly. So if it's a young brother or sister looking at me and everything I just said that they love, that's what I want to emphasize on. You know what I mean? Where you get other people that they only conversation is whatever, you know what I mean, that type of world. And honestly, bro, who wants to talk, like, to me, that's not even like an interesting, for some people that's interesting to talk about the streets and the negative aspect of that. But like, for everything that I've experienced in the streets, it's a lot of things I didn't experience. Like, I've never been in prison for nothing but to visit somebody. I've been in tons of courtrooms, not for myself. I have been in court for myself, but I haven't.
Not no speeding ticket.
Not speeding ticket. That's stupid shit. But like, but that's neither here nor there. You feel me? And it's like, I just, for myself, I know that for me, whether anybody looks at me like this or not, Wayno is a brand. You know what I mean? The brand that I represent, the brand that I represent is, I represent for dudes who come from impoverished areas that might have doubted themselves, couldn't get their shit together, that's trying, because that's where I've been. You know, brothers who come from single parent homes, trying to do the best for their mother. You know what I mean? Brothers who try to take care of their kid. Like, that's my message. You feel me? Like, last year, I worked with Harlem Mothers and Fathers Save. It's a organization in Harlem to help parents cope with losing children to gun violence. Wow. And when I went into the you know, to the place to see and learn what everything was about, I seen people that I grew up that passed. I seen people before me that passed, and I seen younger people that's come after me that didn't even get to the age of teenage years pass. And like, for me, Wayno as a brand, amongst all my positivity and amongst all the things, that's what's important to me.
Absolutely.
I'm saying that's the shit that's important to me. Now look, everybody else got their paths and what they want to talk about. When you gonna talk to Wayno, we gonna talk about life, these kids.
Yeah. How did you get here?
Yeah, you know.
How did you get to that space from going through everything you go through, that to be like, to have that type of mindset, which is to me the most interesting shit.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. A very, very, very pivotal moment for me was me and my friends. I mention all of them: Khalik, Ricky, Tariq, Tyron, Khalil, Garrett, Earl, a few of my friends that we grew up with. We wanted to do 119th Street Day. That's what the 119 on my name stands for. Okay. We wanted to do 119th Street Day. And I'm going to keep it 100. While I there was a point in time in my life where I was trying to be a gangster. I was trying to be a knucklehead. But now I'm at this point, I'm trying to transition out of it. So how I came to that point was, we did a 119th Street Day. My mom's had a Costco card. We went to Costco in New Rochelle. We bought up a bunch of shit. We gonna feed the whole hood off our own pockets. We brought all this food. We went to the health clinic, got a bunch of condoms. We we gonna give out free condoms. We went and bought a bunch of toys. We gave out toys to all the little boys and girls in our neighborhood. We did all of that shit. The police came, tried to shut us down because we had music. We didn't have a permit. We had a basketball tournament that at the time, this was Kimber Walker was, how old was Kimber at this time? Kimber might have been like 14. Kimber played in, you know what I mean? Because him and my man Jamie Harris, like they was best friends. So Kimber used to be on my block all the time. With everything I just told y'all, I watched a nigga die that night, bro. Damn. I watched a nigga die. We did all of that. Look, we did all of that shit, and this dude got shot. And I can't not see this shit. They turned. I don't even know this. I don't even know him. They turned him over. He was coughing all types of blood. They was pumping on his chest. I remember everybody was screaming. And that's another thing. So much is happening at one time that everybody becomes a paramedic at that time. Right? They telling the cop to do shit. The cop is telling people to back the fuck up.
Crowd
bro.
Pick
And
I
watched this nigga, bro. I watched this nigga's eyes roll in the back. I watched him die. And after that happened, I walked into the schoolyard where we had everything at, and I sat there and I cried a little bit. I didn't like boo-hoo, but I cried a little bit, and I was like, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck did we do wrong? Like for everything that we wanted to do, somebody used that as an opportunity to take somebody's life.
Fucking ruin it.
And when that happened, bro, when that shit, because prior to that, I've seen a lot of violence where I grew up at. But that, I don't know what it was with that kid. I don't even know his name, bro. It's still to this day, and this happened in 2005. But when I seen that kid lose his life, I was like, I got to change everything about how I think, about what's real to me. Because when I was growing up, all that real shit, all the shit I thought was real, I thought that, like, being in the gang was real until some niggas tried to kill me in front of my building. One time, my man Lexi, I love you, Lex, he had to save my life. You know what I'm saying? I thought, like, hustling, I thought all that shit made you real. I thought it made you a man. Everything I was chasing, trying to be a man, was
detrimental.
You feel me? So it's like, that's what kind of, at that age of 20, and even I ain't gonna act like I ain't make mistakes way after that. I did, but it was that. It's me being a father. It's me wanting more for myself, saying, yo, I want to move out the hood one day. You know what I mean? Like, all of that shit just, it changed me. You feel me? It changed me.
Was there like a level of disappointment knowing that you do an event, everything was good and that's how it happened? Was that part of like what broke you down, knowing that you just did something positive and then boom, that happens? Were you blamed for that at all?
No, we wasn't blamed for that. But the reason, and I forgot, I'm sorry I negated to mention this. The reason why we did 119th Street Day is because of my little bro, Derek, we called him Didi. He was 17 years old. And in 2004, day of the parade, he got killed. And he was I think everybody got one of them kids. If you come from the hood, everybody got one of them kids that's like the bright, just he like the thing that attracts people. Yeah. Like, he played ball, like it was him.
It's the why hims.
Yeah, it's him. Man, my little man Jamie I told you about, like, they used to play ball. So they used to have, like, now, like, I'm 21. They got all the little teenage chicks on the block because they the little popping kid. They playing ball. They getting fly. All that shit. You know what I mean? Everybody they call my block Fetty Block because that was their gang and all of that shit. The little niggas. But they grown men now. But when he passed, that's why we wanted to do 119th Street Day, as like to commemorate him and also show love to our neighborhood. And for, like you said, that was the disappointment because everybody, Didi was like a staple in the east side, on the east side. I'm from the east side, so he was like a staple from the east side. Like, everybody knew him. Everybody liked him. Like, all the girls liked him. Everybody wanted to play ball with him. He could throw his hands. You know what I mean? I known this kid since he was 5 years old. I used to be in love with his older sister. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of them situations. Yeah. But he's like that for everybody on the block. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when we lost him, it changed. All of his peers, bro, they all was like good kids essentially. They just lost it. I watched that one death change my whole neighborhood.
Just echo, yeah.
So it was like, it was that. because I forgot to mention that, but it was that, then it was just like, you know, I was out the music shit at the time. I'm just like, man, fuck all this shit. Like, you can't, as much as you want to save people, you can't really, you know what I mean? It's only but so much you could do. You feel me?
Not just disappointment, but like defeat.
Yeah, but it didn't stop us from doing it again. You know what I mean? We did it again. And then, like, I remember a couple years ago, I tried to do something again in my neighborhood. And I was telling my this lady from my building, and she was like, "Don't do shit for these niggas." She's like, I had, bro. It was gonna be that, but like amplified. Like, you know, we talk about martial arts. Yeah. I had the guy who taught me Muay Thai. I was gonna have him do a free class. I was gonna do like aerobics classes. I was gonna have like nail techs come and do all the nail
health and stuff.
All types of shit, man. My mom was just like, don't do shit for these motherfuckers, bro. I was like, yeah, you right. Because all it take, bro, that's one thing I learned, bro. All it take is one person. It take one person to be like, man, that nigga ain't do nothing for me. And that mentality is like when you live in that, you know, it's always going to be like that to some certain extent.
It's dope to see how much you've grown through it.
Thank you.
Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people, they either don't get to it or they just don't.
Yeah, no, that's
you know
a
what
fact.
I'm saying? So
that's
it's dope, and that's part of the reason why I was excited to get you up here.
Yeah.
You know, because you do more research when you know you got, this person's coming up. You do a little bit more research, and I feel like similar mindsets. You know what I mean? Because I also dropped out in the 9th grade too, goddamn.
Word.
Shout out to the 9th grade dropouts.
Yo, but bro, you know what's crazy about that dropping out, bro? Like, what people don't realize is like the amount of discouragement that you got to fight on a daily basis with, like, because we do, like, I ain't but so much older than you, but we from the same time of, like, if you don't have a high school diploma, you looked at as you not going to be nothing, bro. Like, it's like everybody looks at you like, oh, if you can't do that at a bare minimum, you're going to be a bum in the street. You feel me? So it's like, what people don't understand, all this mental health shit that exists today, all this therapy that exists today, back in the times when we younger, all you have is your own thoughts. Yeah. So you kind of got to, like, coach yourself through discouragement and self-esteem issues to be like, oh, nah, I'm going to figure something out. You feel me? Like, I'm going to figure some shit out.
And we did. God damn it. Motherfucker living dope right now, you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
It is great. Like, again, it's dope to see the way people overcome in situations where you feel like it's against all odds. You know, dropping out that early, the one thing I said it here a few times, I was afraid of being dumb my whole life. Yeah. Like, one of the nightmares that I had recurring were like...
It's a real fear.
Yeah, like one of the nightmares that I had recurring was like not being good enough, not being smart enough, you know, like continuously having to go through that. You know, I got my GED and I'm like, is that enough? You know, I went to college. I left college within a few days after realizing how fucking dumb the shit they were trying to teach me was. I'm like, I ain't trying to learn none of this bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn how to make money and live a good life. You feel
Facts,
me?
Facts, man.
I don't care about 3 times 2
Bro,
X minus 7 over
man.
8. Like, yeah, go ahead. That's cool. I got a calculator.
But I ain't gonna lie, bro. Even with that being said, sometimes I do regret like not going to college only because of the networking aspect.
For sure.
Because bro, it's like it's so many people I work with in music, and they be like powerful people, and then they be like, "How you know them?" Like, yo, I went to school with them. Like, yeah, like we was in school together. I'm like, damn, because my moms used to always tell me like, yo, if you went to school, you'd have been a billionaire like early. Yeah. Not that I can't be. Honestly, I'm not like necessarily chasing that. Yeah. Because I think like to be a billionaire, you gotta be on another like.
It's a certain path.
Yeah, it's a certain.
The starting line is a little different.
Yeah, but just the type of person you have to be in order to get to that feat it's a different type of person.
You gotta be willing to fuck people over, basically.
Yeah, in a lot of different ways. But I'm just saying like, so I always aspired to like. I always like, damn, college, like, it seemed dope. And then my oldest daughter, she graduated from fucking UPenn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I always looked at that shit as like trying to be something. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, I always commend people that even if they didn't end up going to school, they sought knowledge. Because that's something that I had to figure out on my own. I always thought, for some reason, I don't know if this was in school books or movies, I thought somebody along this road of life was going to hand it to me. Yeah. That by the time I get there, somebody will teach me how. No. By the time I get to college, somebody I will have learned. Yeah. But it doesn't happen like that. You got to legitimately seek knowledge and not stop. Yeah. And keep going. Further education. No, facts. Even now, doing what you're doing now, you still got to do your research. You still got to make sure everything's polished and ready to rock.
No, that's a fact.
You know? Is Cardi and Offset still on QC?
Cardi was never on QC.
Okay.
Offset. Nah, he's not on QC anymore. Okay. No. But I always wanted to work with Offset, man. He's a dope artist.
Hell yeah. I seen him at the what do they have, was it Vultures listening party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that they had down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a movie.
There's a lot going on.
We went with Conway the Machine.
Oh yeah, Conway. That's the homie. I fuck with Conway.
Yeah, Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? Benny.
Makes sense, Benny. You know what I mean? Where your BSF shit? He probably got BSF shade tucked in
somewhere.
Yeah. My boy actually, shout out Mattel, made all those BSF pieces. Yeah,
that's what's up, man. Shout out to Benny too.
So I might just get one just made. You know what I mean? Just pretend like I'm an honorary member.
I had an opportunity to work with them too, and I didn't. But I was just in a different place at that time in my life. Me and Westside is real good. You know what I mean? Like, I mess with Westside. He was telling me about Benny, like, before everybody heard of Benny, and he wanted me to work with Benny. But at the time, I think I wanted to figure it out. Benny wanted to figure it out. Westside wanted to figure it out, but I didn't make the time for it. You know what I mean? But I salute them brothers because they treat me the same nonetheless.
Yeah, that New York connection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
facts.
There's something about New Yorkers. It's just different. You know what I mean? It's hard living in South Florida. I feel like I don't make that many friends. You know what I mean? Because I'm
culturally you different.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a problem either. Like I would say the main difference is bluntness. I don't think we, like, over here they're pretty good with their words, and you know what I mean? I'll be like, nah, that's shitty, or you know what I mean? Like they don't like the way I speak. Me and my girl, we got these problems every day. You know what I mean? I was thinking earlier when he was talking, he was like, imagine somebody walked in. And I was thinking, like, if my girl walked in mid-show, I'd be like Vory out here.
Chill. Like, yo, this nigga's crazy.
You starting to see it, right?
Yeah, I'm saying
it's crazy.
But next time when I come do a part 2 with y'all, this brother's out of control. Y'all only been to Buffalo one time.
Word? How was that?
Horrible. Nah, but it was horrible because we had got stuck. We tried to go to Toronto. I was working with East, and we had a show in Toronto, and we drove up there, bro, and we was preparing for this shit for a week, and everything just went bad, bro. We was preparing. It was like a test. Everything that could have gone wrong went horribly wrong, bro. Like horribly wrong. Like we get to the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
Bro, we get to that shit.
Oh no.
And so as soon as we get through, right, they took our security, put them somewhere else, and put us in another spot, right? So they searching the car. The motherfucker comes out he come with my security jacket, right? He come with my security jacket with a slapjack. You know them slapjacks, them leather weapons?
Oh, yeah.
So he got this shit in his hand. He like, who this belong to, right? Everybody like, so the DJ is standing on the side of me. My DJ standing on the side of me, bro. He went to say something. I punched this nigga in his leg so hard, bro. I punched his leg so, like, in this close. It's probably the closest proximity punch I ever got off. Boom! I was like, don't say shit, nigga.
That's not the right people to talk to.
Bro, look, that happens. They like, all right. They put us. Now they let us into the part where customs. You just sit in like the little waiting
this
area.
This at the Peace Bridge or the Rainbow?
The Rainbow Bridge. Yeah. We at the just sitting in there, right? So we just sitting in there, whatever. So the one of the customs agents, he come up to me. He like, yo, who the manager? I'm like, me. He like, listen, we never have problems with the managers. It's always the artist. I'm telling you right now, it's always the artist. It's never the managers. He's like, so I'm being caught. I'm making sure everything cool. Bro, this is the first time I ever seen some shit like this ever in my life. You know, they just let the dog roam around.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, the dog is walking around. I've never seen a dog communicate like a human, bro. The dog walks over to one of the homies that's with us and smells him, looks at the dude and is like, he barks and is like, he said, who? He went, him. I swear to God, bro. He said, who? He said, where? Yo, he said, where, bro? The dog went up and went like this. Wow. He like, yo, you come with me. I'm like, nah, bro.
That's wild.
Look, then they let then the crazy shit is, with me and East, we talked about this when this shit happened, but like, so I go to walk up to the desk again. As I walk up, they on East Twitter.
Oh no.
He's going crazy on his Twitter, bro. Yeah. Yo, there's some bullshit about to miss my show. He like, yo, I'm about to miss my fucking show. This is some bullshit. Da 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 da. As I'm walking up, I see him. He closes out the Twitter. He like, hey. So I'm like, yeah, I just want to know how much more time it's gonna take. He like, no, don't worry. We going. Yeah. They come back. right? They bring him back, then they bring East back. They search him. They bring him back. Then they call me in the room. They call me in the room. They like, yeah, you know, one of the guys that y'all was with had something on him. I'm like, what? He like, yeah, one of the guys you was with had something on him. Puts the shit there. I'm like, all right. He's like, listen, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know, y'all missing y'all show. Like, mind you, I got people hitting us. Yo, this is the biggest year of our career. So it's like we got a line. The people sending me pictures of a line down the block, like, bro. Yeah. So we when I walk out, our security guard is in this interrogation room, but everybody can see in it, bro. They have this shit surrounded. They have it like 4 officers outside and like 3 inside on each side of him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? For a little bit he had an open gun case he was fighting. So then they make us, after all of that, they make us leave. We get across the fucking bridge, and when we get across the bridge, they like, what are y'all coming into America for? We like, yo, bro, we citizens. Like, we just, I like,
what just happened on the other side?
I was like, I said, please. I said, listen, we just was over there for 4 hours, bro. Please just let us back in. We American citizens. They didn't I said, they ain't call y'all and tell y'all niggas coming back over. Like, we just, and that was the day. But it was bad. That was my damn Buffalo, bro.
That's how that is. I got a story being there once. I ain't even going to tell the whole story, but the way it ended, like I tried to take a girl over there because I worked at the airport, and I was like, she's fine. I'm going to take her over there. She ended up being a stripper. She had a whole bunch of shit in her bag. Man. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking I'm a bag, but really I was just taking her to work. So they stop us, separate us. It's me, my homie, and then this chick, right? Because I didn't have a whip back then. Okay. He drove us over there, and They grab us, they take our phones, everything. You know what I mean? We're sitting there forever.
Real crazy.
They come back and they show us a picture of my boy fucking around, right? With 2 pounds and like aluminum foils, grills, just joking.
Like
it's a
social
troll
media
picture.
You're playing around.
It's a troll picture. That's it. And they're like, "Who's this?" So I'm like, "I don't fucking know." They're like, "Yeah, of course you know."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I don't fucking know who the fuck that is. It's my boy's phone."
Yeah.
Right. We were both there, so ain't nobody saying nothing. He just keeps telling me. He was like, "You don't know who it is?" I'm like, "I don't know who the fuck that is, and I don't care." I'm getting mad because I'm already there because they really make you wait there forever.
Yeah, forever. Yeah. Fact.
And they're like, "Well, it's Mark," and full name though. Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, ain't this some bullshit?" You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I don't know who that is. He's like, "Of course you do."
They try to trip you up.
Yep. And he's like, "I don't care either." And I'm like, this dude is talking shit. I don't care. He's like, he's my next door neighbor. I know. He's like, I know his mom, named his mom.
For real?
This person named this. He's like, I see your little ass there all the time. He's like, I really don't care. I was just fucking with you. Just so you know. And I was like,
that nigga local.
I still acted like I ain't know him. You know what I mean? Like I still didn't know him. Like, I don't know. That's not my phone. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's funny though. Yeah, it's cool.
That's how that shit be, man.
But he really did know him and shit like that.
I would
really was his next door neighbor.
This guy? Yeah. Pounds and shit.
I hope they fire him because he left me there for a few hours. So if you're still working there, son of a bitch, had me there for my whole day. Like I'm thinking
you know what I mean? I thought when they tell you no, you could just leave. Like nah, bro. We was there for like 5 hours, bro. It was the worst day ever, bro. And it was freezing. Buffalo was freezing, bro. Like, it was crazy.
So I know you had a infamous interview with Soulja Boy, and you know, looking back on that. Because, you know, Soulja Boy is the first to do everything, right? He never lies about anything. What's your, like, when you look back on that entire thing, was Soulja Boy telling the truth through his whole?
Telling the truth about what?
Just like his whole...
His interview?
Yeah.
So that interview was like, I'm not going to say it was weird. It just was funny because what people don't know is, like, we was having a lot of camera trouble that day. Yeah. So every time they would stop the camera, like him and Akademics going back and forth and shit, and then they stop the camera, and then like Soulja Boy is like one of the, I ain't gonna front, he one of the coolest people I ever met. Like he was mad cool, you know what I'm saying? Like he was super duper cool. Like when he first came on the show, he was like, man, he's like, what you mean you soldiered out? I was like, what you talking about? Because I think I had said that. Like I said it on the show. So I said, bro, because I've been seeing you all week. That's what I meant. But he came there like, see, at that time, bro, I didn't know what entertainment and that shit was. It's just talking to me. So I didn't know that like he on there doing whatever he doing. You know what I mean? Because I came there, yo, bro, if you ever talk, yo, Ak, I tell you, bro, I came there with questions, everything. Ak said, we ain't about to interview him. He said, this about to be some bullshit. I'm telling you right now.
Get ready.
And Ak was laughing about it because he already know how he's like, this about to go crazy. But honestly, like,
yeah, that's what I actually meant to say. If he like came up there and punked the cast like they said.
Nah. So look, bro, like, cause people look at shit from different ways. Like for me, me talking to Soulja Boy, first of all, we in a professional setting, whether people choose to realize that or not, right? Like I said, every moment off the camera, me and him laughing, joke, all of us laughing and joking, having fun.
I bet.
So he had bodyguards there and all types of shit. You know what I mean? He had like 4 bodyguards. So like, even when he gets up and he's like, he's yelling, and I'm looking at him like, what the fuck?
Like, this nigga bugging.
I'm not, for end of the day, if I would have felt threatened or disrespected, that's a whole different level. But I didn't feel threatened or disrespected. How people choose to view that from a camera lens sitting back here to view it and say, oh no, because I heard I was pussy, all types of shit. Why? Because I didn't jump up and try to fight another black man on camera to make ourselves look like dickheads, and then I lose my opportunity where I'm making a gang of money that I never made in my life.
Exactly. You hear professionally.
Because this nigga mad or something, and he's yelling, so I'm supposed to yell at him. I'm not, bro. Listen. I'm a grown ass man. I don't do no yelling. If I got a problem with you, you gonna feel me before you hear me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking to you.
And let's do this off camera. Come on.
But it wasn't even that level. And then like when the way I addressed him, I got a lot of respect for Soulja. You know what I mean? He a cool brother. Like even when we finished, like his one of his bodyguards pulled me aside, like yo, I respect you, yo. Like, I really respect you, like, because you handle that like a man. Like you really handle like a man. Cause like, all right, cool. Again, I start shouting at you. You shouting and all that shit. I don't feel threatened by niggas shouting at me. You know what I'm saying? But if I start shouting and how do I look?
You and your feelings.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not about to, let me tell you something. I'm looking right at the camera to tell y'all, whoever watching this, ain't nobody never gonna make me be somebody I'm not for y'all entertainment. Tough. You feel me? Because if it, like, nobody.
Come get this work.
You feel me? Like, I ain't.
Nah, we go through that too, you know.
Yeah.
Just
I respect that. Yeah. Let's get to it. Because y'all want to keep asking me shit. No, but that's one of the things because I seen the pod a lot of times, and then, you know, when you had the two brothers up here and shit, you know what I mean? And then you just genuinely ask them a question that people gonna ask. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it a band. I ain't knocking how nobody live, bro, but them niggas is out of pocket. Like, I'm just keeping it 100, bro. Like
even they know this shit was out of pocket.
Yeah, y'all bugging the fuck out. And then like it's like, bro, y'all bugging out and y'all 120 pounds. Like you can't be 120 pounds talking crazy. Like just
they like
up.
it though.
Huh?
They like that shit. Like they like the viral aspect, the stepping up to people. They don't know who's gonna step back, but they got their security with them and shit. So they, you know what I mean? They're but like, if I could get away with. I mean, you seen like the way I handled it was sit the fuck down, because we really did 2 hours after that. Yeah, 2 hours of talking after that. At the end, I'm bent. Yeah, I'm drunk. It was fried. So I start fucking with him again. Yeah. He stood up, but now we're kind of like in that jokey manner. Yeah. But I grabbed him. And I was like, y'all want to kiss each other now? And I'm like really being aggressive. Yeah. And the security's like, yo, chill the fuck out. Like, yeah, because everything was cool, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, yo, why are you grabbing us like that? You know? And I'm like, I was like, that what y'all want to do right now? And I started like, you know, doing that like headbutt. And I'm like, I was like, I told you nobody was going to break shit in here. And I thought about it after. It's street football. Because he like a football player. He act like a football player, bro. So I thought about it after. I'm like, all right, maybe I went too far after that. Like I was being a dickhead because they really are like little ass kids. Yeah, you can see that. And that's so look, this is another reason why, like, even for what it is I do, I keep a lot of my friends out of it. Because like a lot of my homies, they don't understand. Like for me, I didn't understand entertainment in that aspect until like the Soulja shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't have like my homies around, bro, because like if a lot of my friends that I love near and dearly are horrible people. Like they just bad people, bro. I love them, but they're bad people. And like if I don't feel comfortable, I mean, even if I'm comfortable doing whatever, if you do something that makes them feel comfortable with you around me, they're gonna do something to you. So it's like that's why I be saying with a lot of like the conversation
But them brothers, they brought it on themselves. Like, bro, you not going nowhere. Nobody's not going to ask y'all about that wild shit y'all was doing. That's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just keeping it a band. I'm keeping it a band, bro. Like that's y'all niggas just going. Yeah, shit. You can't even pause that. Like, ain't no pause.
Right.
Ain't no pause for that, brother. Like, y'all niggas did that on camera. Whoa, like, you feel me?
They
Like,
do it a lot on camera. You know what I mean?
But off camera shit, like, you know what I mean?
They're like, well, did you get paid as much? And I'm like, I mean, I didn't do it, so I never made a dime off of it.
Like Martin, you ever seen that episode of Martin when he thought Tommy was stripping, and he said, so what, Tommy? Like, how long you been out here shaking your ass for cash? I ain't, cause Tommy was modeling this shit. He thought he was stripping. Listen, I ain't shaking my ass for cash, bro. Like, you ain't no bread. That's why, like, you even see what people do them hypotheticals. Like, yo, if for $1 billion, would you, bro? You not telling me for $1 billion nothing? Cause the way my logic works, there's not even a budget for the shit y'all niggas is talking about. So why would I? Like, I don't even think like that.
Trying to trick me out,
bro. If any. I mean, y'all, I can say whatever on here, right? Yeah, like, bro, if somebody asks you if you gonna do some gay shit for some bread, bro, first and foremost, I'm stopping you with, don't disrespect me. Because as a man, bro, you're not gonna disrespect me, and that's no disrespect to their community at all. But they should feel disrespect too for somebody saying, would you do something like that just for some bread? I'm not, first of all, if you say something like that to me, I'm gonna take it as you trying to play me as a man. Right. So then we're gonna have an altercation. You know what I mean? I'm not even playing them conversations with, that shit ain't no joke to me. A nigga ask, yo, would you do this for 500,000? What the fuck is you?
Do you think it's offensive if you asked a gay person, would you have sex with a girl for 500,000?
For some reason, I don't think that's that offensive.
He said, "Can I say that?" Like, no, I'm saying, like, you know how he said,
I know what you say. I know what you mean.
No, initially, like how he says, "Can I say whatever?"
I think they would.
Because you.
They might find
you might ask a gay dude and he'd be like, I had sex with a girl before. That's how shit be, bro.
Listen, everybody knows at this very moment, just like even if you watched the Benzino episode last time, and we ain't drinking today, it's early. But when we had the Benzino episode, the first thing he did, when we started talking about this, he looked at me and he's like, he said, you know, every time somebody talks about this shit, he just takes it a little too far. but that ass, like, hey, it is what it is. I completely respect that ideology because it's true. You can't really, like, it's tough to just sit there and be like, oh, well, what if this or what if that?
Yeah.
Like, come on, leave me the fuck alone with
My
all
thing
that.
is why you even thinking about shit? Like, why is that in your head, bro? It's 100 things you could think about, and people could call it creating content. They could call it whatever the fuck they want. You not about to play with me like that and ask me if I would do something outside of myself as a man for some paper, bro. We gonna have a problem. Like, just G shit. Like,
let men be men, goddammit.
Facts.
It's okay. It's
They
okay
got
to
a
be
word for
straight.
that. They call that shit queer baiting.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And gay people don't like that shit either.
Yeah, they don't.
Because you try.
You violating, bro. Like, don't play with niggas like that.
You know, I always said it's violating, you know? It's like a referee. You know, flag it.
Flag, I see what you did there.
But nah, I know you got to get out of here. You know, we got the came out, and I respect that too. Yeah. I appreciate the fuck out of it.
Nah, I
just to be able to get the opportunity to have the interview with you. You know, being in this space now, one of the people that is killing it in this space is Akademics, and you had the ability to work with him. And I know that initially you really didn't favor Akademics.
I did like his commentary on certain things, because the thing, what I do like about Akademics is one of his, aside from all of the things that people may dislike about him, it's the messenger. That's the biggest problem people have, because he says some shit for his perspective from a kid that didn't grow up like how I grew up, you know what I mean, or a man that didn't grow up how I grew up, or like a lot of people come from the hood grew up. He has a logical perspective about a lot of shit. It's just that, like, you know, the way he conveys the message is the way people have an issue with, because we're not used to a person saying that. A lot of things he talk about is accountability. And these is the good things I'm talking about. Because I can do shit that I be like, that's my man, but I be like, yo, what the fuck, nigga? Like, what's wrong with you? You feel me? But at the same time, you know, at first I did, we was cool. But when I got on the show, bro, I ain't gonna lie, like, we started to have a lot of the same sentiments about a lot of shit, not just music, but life. And what I got to know about, Act was him outside of who he was, because remember, I don't know nothing about the performance aspect of this. Him, everyday struggle, he's a performer. Him on Twitch is a performer. The person that I dealt with when the camera is not on is a different person that a lot of people never dealt with. So, like, how I view him personally is not the same as a lot of other people, because, like, me and one of his older brothers is cool. You know what I mean? One of his other brothers, like, thinks like me in a lot of ways, or when it comes to music, you know what I'm saying, there's certain things. But I respect the fact that when he put himself in a position to make a lot of money, the first thing he did was, before he bought himself a house, he bought his mom's a house. He retired his mom's, you know what I mean? Like, these are the things that, I mean, I don't even know if he cares for me to say it or not, but it's like, these are the things that people don't know nothing about. And even when you try to tell them, they not trying to hear it. You feel me? So, like, my interactions and my dealings with Act is different than everybody else, but I do understand a lot of ways when people feel away, because he do shit that make me feel away, because I'm still a fan of him. Yeah. Regardless to me and him having a relationship, I'm still a fan of him. So there's tons of things that I don't want to see him do, but then I also understand the performance of what he does too, because that's just where we at now. Like, entertainment is a different world than it was when I was coming up.
I knew this was going to be a dope interview.
I was just about to say,
I just know. I feel like speaking to individuals like yourself, I grow through it. Especially being in this industry. I'm still like, I'm 2.5 years old. I'm like, I'm a little bit older than my son in this. You know what I mean? Facts. So like, a thing I wanted to know before we let you go, we love to ask our guests, is life is grand, and I can't tell you, like, where do you feel like you're at without making the scale large, 1 through 100. Where do you feel like you're at in the scale of life?
In the scale of life, I mean, when you put it in that sense, some days I'm 100. You know what I mean? Some days I'm 80. Some days I'm 50. I ain't gonna lie. Some days I'm 20, bro. I think that, like, one of the biggest misconceptions is being a person in entertainment and, like, having some form of success is that you have everything figured out, and I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I've worked on a ton of albums. I've worked with a ton of artists. There's artists I had opportunities to work with that didn't. There's artists I got opportunities that I worked with that did. I've had success. I've had failure. I don't have everything figured out, and I don't pretend like I do. I feel like in the aspect of 1 to 100, I sway, because, bro, I ain't gonna front. It's some days where, like right now, a challenge I'm dealing with is my mom's health. You know what I mean? Like, my mom is about to be 63 years old. Inshallah, I'm happy I still have my mom's, you feel me, every day that I have her. But, you know, my mom's is getting older, and not only is she getting older, like, she's becoming difficult, you know what I mean, through different aspects, not by her own choice, just because she's getting older. Yeah. So when I have those days that don't nobody see, and then a person might see me in the mall and they think I'm being a dickhead or an asshole because I might have not gave them the interaction they wanted, you don't know that I just spent the whole, couple days running around taking care of my mom's, getting her medication and all types of shit. So on those days, I might be 20. But then I got days where, like today, bro, I feel like 100. I'm not saying that to be cliche. I was able to get up. I made my flight on time. I called my whole family when I got to the airport. Everybody was safe. I got here. We started building before we got on. All of us built a little bit. I got to build with you. I got to meet your son. You know what I mean? Like, bro, today has been a 100 day. You feel me? So I say, bro, this shit a roller coaster. But I don't just be acting like, I drive. I got a few cars. I got, you know what I mean? I'm doing okay. I got a home I own, all that type shit. Yeah. That shit don't mean, man. That shit don't. I'm not gonna say it don't mean nothing, but like material aspects come and go. Relationships stay. Hey, you know what I'm saying, if they worth it, if it's worth it, bro. I ain't just coming here on y'all podcast. I'm gonna be here, come fuck with y'all. Hello. Next time I'm down in the city. I might just come and build with y'all on some. We ain't even gotta be on camera. You feel me? So that means more to me than me just, and I'm grateful to do your pod, but that means to me more because, bro, 10 years, 20 years from now, shit, you might do something, you might have a network and you employ my son and my daughter. You know what I mean? 20 years from now, shit, our kids might be cool and they doing business together. That's, you know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang Clan said, my seed marries his seeds, marry his seeds is how we keep Wu-Tang money all up in the family, you feel me? So it's like, that's what I'm about, bro. I'm 100 today, you know what I'm saying? And you might hit me on Wednesday and I might vent to you, be like, yo, my nigga, I ain't gonna lie, I'm going through it. I'm on 50, but, I'm here. I'm here, bro.
Respect that. Nobody answered the question that way. We asked that question to a lot of people.
These niggas ain't Wayno, man. I'm just telling y'all, man.
Let's go.
Hey, wait, no. Nah, I'm playing.
So what does success look like to you? What does the finish line look like to you? What does the 100 look like?
I say there's no finish line only because I keep changing those aspects, right? Like one point in my life, my goal was to move out the hood. When I accomplished it, I was very grateful, but now I was walking around like, what the fuck am I gonna do? So it was like, that's what I learned. My hunger is always that. But right now, currently, I'll tell y'all some things I'm working on. I'm working on this platform called Out the Box. You know what I'm saying? On Out the Box, anybody who knows me from everyday struggle, anything I've done, you always see my feet. And I always got on some sneakers and shit. I'm telling stories about my life, you know, through my sneakers. You know what I mean? For my love of sneakers. And then me and my son, we got Out the Box reviews where me and him, we're doing a show where we're just reviewing sneakers and streetwear, you know what I'm saying? So any brands out there, y'all want to send me some stuff, please send me some clothes. For me and my son, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if your brand is brand new, if you sold a bunch or you sold a little, it's just a platform for us to talk about, and we're going to be honest about it. We're not going to just sugarcoat it because you sent us shit. If we don't like your shit, we're going to tell you, you feel me? So that's what I'm working on right now. Of course, you know, QC, I got Baby Money on the way, I got Gloss Up, I got We Too Hard. You know, we got the QC compilation coming later on this year. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be the best version. So there's no finish line for me, bro, because I feel like when I'm 80 years old, like I was telling you, I was manifesting early, I'm gonna wake up with the same ambition.
Hello.
Shout out to you.
Thank you.
That's a good one right here.
Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all brothers, man. And I gotta we gonna talk because I gotta get back to the mats.
We get you down.
I gotta get back to the mats.
I got some schools you can check out.
Man, I'm staying out of it. I'm trying to get back healthy. Goddamn, you feel me? After the Island Boys almost beat me up.
Nah, thank y'all brothers, man, for having me for real.
It's episode number 162. Wayno in the building. Make sure you follow him on IG at Wayno119 or whatever other platform they should follow you on.
It's Wayno119 on everything. If you play 2K and you want some smoke, I got it. You play Mortal Kombat 1, you want some smoke, I got it. You feel me? Wayno119 on Twitch as well. I gotta get back to my Twitch, so I'm gonna start doing that more as well. But again, thank y'all brothers for sharing y'all platform with me.
Let's sign out. Make sure you hit that like.